your auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-294-8831 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-294-8831. That's 800-294-8831. What do you have to lose? Call 800-294-8831. Again, 800-294-8831.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro this Thursday morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Enjoy fine wine made on the premises in the tasting room, plus great food at the bistro. Just minutes west of New York State Thruway, exit 33 on Route 365 Verona. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Wow, is it a chilly start to the day? Andrew Dominio's out of town. He apparently just left town celebrating about the Packers, just all excited.
Unbelievable.
What a game. Tim Reed is a guest host in here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Davey, that's like blowing heat all of a sudden. We do not want that. So just shut it off. I think it's cold enough to cool it off in here. It's a little on the frigid side out there.
Yes.
So the Buffalo Bill or the Green Bay Packers with an amazing upset yesterday.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, it just started out. They were just like a house on fire.
Yeah. You kind of had that feeling that it was going to be an amazing half. And then all of a sudden, Dallas started to come out, and they score in the second half.
Yeah.
And they scored at the end of the first half. So now Green Bay's been the offense has been off the field for quite a while.
Right. And the starters were like taking off their tape and congratulating each other.
Well, no, I'm talking about at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
When Dallas had scored,
right,
and then now all of a sudden we're looking at they're within reach. Then they come out to start off the second half, and Dallas scores, and I'm like, well, maybe this is going to be a Dallas comeback, and Green Bay had their run in the first half, and then Green Bay came right back, marched down the field. So
well, you know what? It's a great story. I mean. You look at a city like Green Bay. I think they're smaller than Syracuse. I mean,
Are they really?
It's a small city. So but it's got such a historied past and a historied past playing against Dallas.
It's like the oldest, one of the oldest rivalries. But and certainly in the Super Bowl, it's the most rivaled two teams. So,
and I think I think that game was one of the. coldest that was ever played. I think they talk about the Dallas Green Bay one.
Yeah, I
Ice
think
Bowl.
it was the game on. Right, that was the game on Saturday night. The Dolphins and the Chiefs. Sorry, I'll get through it all. The game on Saturday night was they said I think the third coldest in playoff history.
Yep.
Nonetheless, and then the Bills get delayed. Davey, I want your take on it. Is that a good thing? Are you okay with the Bills being delayed, playing this afternoon at 4:30?
A little nervous.
Don't you think you would have been a little nervous if they played in
Yesterday,
that? Did you see the conditions?
Yeah. But they're going to come out and fire on all cylinders today.
I would think that Dallas would be a really good reminder of how things could go wrong, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pride goes before a fall, as they say.
Let's see. Over the weekend, I got to say that if you're in a vehicle, and I don't know, a lot of this is just anecdotal and alleged, but if you're in a vehicle and the police pull you over and you have 10 bags of crack cocaine in the car, the last thing you want to do is slap the arm of the police officer. I would think, but I could be wrong.
Well, if he's reaching for the crack,
Maybe he was
it's
reaching
valuable
for the bags.
stuff.
That's a very good point.
I was nervous where you were going with this because as soon as you were talking about pulled over by the police, I was going, "Oh my God, Bill got stopped
Not
again."
me.
But
We're all
when the
good.
crack cocaine came in, I thought, "Well,
Yep.
okay, so I don't think it's him."
Definitely not me. I had a rebound weekend where I got but when I got off the show on Friday, a COVID rebound. So I was down and out Friday and Saturday. Yesterday was better, and today, other than my sleep issues, never testing positive for COVID, but just getting that fatigue so bad that you're just down. You can't even lift your head off the pillow. Friday and Saturday, it was unbelievable.
I'm hearing more COVID this past few weeks than I've heard since the beginning of the pandemic.
This one seems to be lasting longer for some people. Others will get it and not even know they had it.
Right.
But there are those that, and I for me, it's not a hospitalization issue. It's not in the lungs or anything like that. But man, that fatigue can hit you.
Yep.
You know that when 6 espressos, you hit 6 espressos, you've only been up for an hour after a long night's sleep. 6 espressos, and you're still tired. You know you're in big trouble.
You are.
So. Okay, Davey, predictions tonight. What do you think? Well, predictions for the Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Bills are going to win.
Okay.
I think 27-14.
27-14. I like that.
And then bring on the Chiefs.
Bring on the Chiefs. It'll be the first away. If the Bills win, it'll be the first away playoff game that Patrick Mahomes will have ever played.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I've got to tell you, I've got a Taylor Swift theory. And so, I know a lot of people complain in the mornings, you talk too much sports or whatever.
She's getting a lot of negative reaction right now.
Oh, well, Tony Dungy got hammered talking about that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of lead in regards, because I think if we talk about Taylor Swift, then your ratings are going to go up exponentially.
Right. From Swifties.
It's like having
the bar on
Joe
next to the
Beatrice
Stanley.
Joe Beatrice on here.
Okay, good.
So
ratings gold.
Here's the thing. The NFL is by far the last of all the sports that needs more money pumped into it. It's owned by the billionaires. It gets all the TV or whatever it is and stuff like that. I think Taylor Swift should break up with Travis Kelce and take up with the left fielder from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Baseball needs it, right? How many games do you get out of the NFL? You get 21.
Baseball's all season long, 162 games.
162 games.
Yeah.
The Pirates are on their back. They're starting. They're already out of contention after 4 games in the season.
That's a very good point.
This could be a huge moneymaker for Major League Baseball. I think they got to push it.
A real boost for MLB.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would make the sport so relevant all over again. It's unbelievable how, even on the game on Saturday night, how they spent so much time going up to her booth and
Well,
she's high-fiving. and
They had to because of the $6 that they made everyone pay to Peacock
I
to
know, yeah.
to watch her.
Yeah.
In
Did
her
you already have
outfit. I already had it,
I
so
did
it wasn't
too.
a big deal. But
Davey, you already had it, right?
I've had it since the day one since WWE signed
Yeah.
up.
oh, there you go.
I
A
wonder,
real sport.
I do wonder why. I do wonder why there hasn't been as much complaining from the WWE fans, or complaining from the Days of Our Lives fans,
Oh yeah.
because they made the move, right, where you can only see the soap opera Days of Our Lives on Peacock now.
That's why I got it for my mom, because
Yeah.
she likes Days of Our Lives on Peacock, and plus I've had it for the WWE.
For WWE. So but you didn't hear people complaining back then.
Well, you see,
It was
because
free in the beginning.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
it's like the drug dealer, right? You start them out, you get
Yeah.
them hooked,
Yeah.
and now you're
What do you mean I got to pay
Now
for this?
you're gonna pay.
I got to pay for this? You got to be kidding. Megan says, Taylor Travis forever. I got to say that
Oh.
Travis Kelce.
Did you see her with the jacket?
I did.
Oh, my
and
God. Oh.
That bothers you?
That bothered me as hell.
Why did that bother you, Davey?
Because I'm sick and tired of her.
Yeah, just her in general.
Well, I like her in general, but I'm sick and tired of the NFL showing her every time.
Although that jacket is you got to be thinking that jacket design is going to go.
Well, so it was done by
huge.
some famous. So I was
It's-
reading some story. Next thing you know, I'm starting to read about the jacket. I'm going.
know.
I'm not going to get this time back.
You're going down the rabbit hole. The fact is, it was a wife of one of the other players who apparently designed it and found a designer that would make it.
Yeah.
And of course, he had or she had to be loving the fact that he or she is designing a jacket for Taylor Swift.
It was probably Mahomes' wife that did it for her.
It was one of the wives.
Probably Mahomes' wife.
It might have been. It might have been. I also have to say that that my wife was watching TikTok the other night, and I fell into this whole thing. Apparently, and I got to look into this some more, but apparently, and this has nothing to do with football per se. However, apparently there is a clothing designer who makes his own clothing, designs his own clothing, and has had a number of shows, whether fashion shows, and has had a number of major celebrities wearing his stuff, and it's unbelievable to watch him take the scissors out and literally cut everything, design it. You can watch it all on TikTok. And here's my point. He's 7 years old. I swear to God, it's unbelievable. If you don't, after watching this kid, and you don't believe in reincarnation after this, you'll have to believe in reincarnation. It's unbelievable. How would this kid at age 7 know how to do such a thing? His grandmother is there to kind of work. Not she assists, but really she does what he tells her to do. It's unbelievable.
Well,
I think you just look up 7-year-old fashion designer, and it probably will pop right up for you. But it's unbelievable.
Well, look at the young man you had here that's theys the piano or whatever. I guess
How would he
there's
be able-
his
right. You're right.
savants.
I'm not sure that I believe in that. I almost feel like there's something left from a previous life. I know that sounds it's out there, but
Yeah, it
then
is
again,
out there.
But then again,
I didn't know George Norrie was on.
But then again,
now.
hey, listen, the 6 o'clock hour it bleeds through. but then again, a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old being able to have such talents, whether it be at the keyboard, piano, or being able to create clothing. After only 7 years of life, that is also pretty out there. It's hard to believe, right? Anyway, let's see. It was Kristen Jusick. Do I say that right, Davey?
Yes.
It's the wife of Kyle Jusick
Okay.
of the 49ers. That's who's doing it. Okay, what else do I have her? Oh, I did see a big story about a major road to WWE. What is it? SmackDown or
WrestleMania
coming to Syracuse.
Yeah.
It'll be at the Eon Center. Is that something, Davey, you'll be all over?
Yes.
I believe it's March 31st coming to Syracuse.
Yes, because WrestleMania is the following
week in Philadelphia. Yeah. I'm all over it.
I want to go there. Heck yeah.
Oh, you'd like to go to Philly?
Yes, I would.
But you'd take the On Center, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
I mean, it's the road too. What do they like have competitions to be like? All right, you want just like what's going on with this weekend. The Packers upset Dallas, and now the Packers are moving on. The Chiefs will move on. They'll play in Buffalo if Buffalo wins. Is this what will happen on the road to WrestleMania?
Well, the real hype for the WWE starts next weekend on the 27th.
Okay.
When it's the Royal Rumble. Oh. And after that begins the road to WrestleMania.
Okay. All right. But my question would be, it's like a tournament. Yeah. They do it like a tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the road to WrestleMania.
All right, cool. And you don't know who's going to win in advance.
I've seen predictions and.
Okay, all right.
They're all.
You know, like the NFL is fixed. I mean, it's not like that.
They got it written. They probably got it written last week. You're going to win this match and go to WrestleMania and beat this person, such and such and such.
You may be right. I thought it was as long as we can stay just a little bit with Syracuse and with sports. We were at the Dome for a football game. We were at the Dome for this is after the big remodel at JMA Wireless. For a Paul McCartney concert, and the bragging of how great it was going to be, the wireless connection was going to be. You put 50,000 people in that dome, and it's like snail. You're moving slower than, it's almost like the old AOL connection. It's terrible. You can't even send a photo out of that dome. Turns out. They're at 4G. It's no different than the original system, but the new system will go into place by the start of the football season. And it will be so fast, they say, that you will be able to, you could put 50,000 people in there sending a video all at the same time, and it'll fly out of that Carrier Dome.
So it will be faster than Fran Brown delivering the place to Kyle McCord, the new Syracuse quarterback?
I believe you're right, Davey. I think you may be right. Anyway, that is so if you've been to the Dome and you were wondering why you can't text a photo out of there.
Well, at least with this story in regards to it, they've announced it far enough in advance that if it doesn't happen, that you forgot about it.
You're right. They could. It could be late and you won't think about it. In Rome, a couple of interesting stories. Did you see the rabid fox in Rome?
Yes.
That actually, I believe, came in contact and bit 4 people.
Oof.
I believe. It happened on, was it Friday or Saturday night in Rome. Police there are searching for a possible rabid fox after 3 people, actually, were attacked by the animal. The fox attacked multiple people in the city, according to a Facebook post on Friday from the United County Health Department. The attacks happened west along the Mohawk River and east of the Black River Boulevard. And they're saying the fox has not been found. The Rome Police Department is searching for it, and they fear the fox could attack more people.
Maybe they were trying to check it to see if its shots were up to date.
I guess they might have been. One of the fox's names is Aaron Rodgers. It's crazy. The people who were attacked are receiving the vaccine, which I believe is a series that's not
awful
easy.
One. You get it in your stomach.
Yeah, and it's a series of 10 shots.
I know someone who had to go through that.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
How about the weather we're looking at? Of course, the big change right now, we're moving over to very, very cold weather. Of course, the blizzard-like conditions in Buffalo. I wonder what it'll be like game time later on today. Let's bring in meteorologist Craig Flint from Eyewitness News. Craig, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Well, it is a chilly start to the day.
Very cold, actually. But you know what? Right on cue. Believe it or not, if we take a step back and take a look at this, about a third of the way through winter already, right? So typically speaking, the worst of the cold, the harshest winter weather should be late January through February, and it looks like that's exactly going to be the case here. So get used to the cold. It's going to be around for a prolonged period, which is something I haven't had to say for quite a while, but it looks to be the case at least the next 7 to 10 days.
We really have been spoiled. I realize we had a little dip down last year. I know that I know this right around New Year's. It was very cold last year because that's when our furnace went out. I think the temperature was 0, but it was short-lived. It was only a few days. This seems like it's coming and it's going to hang out for a little while.
Yep, this one, this time around, we're going to lock in, kind of see a shot of our really, and once we get into this pattern, we're going to be locked in. So no January thaw this year. However, I will make a bold prediction that there will be a February thaw.
Okay, and how thaw-like will we be? Do you think?
I would not be surprised. Now, let's take this with a grain of salt because I'm talking next month.
Yep.
But I am going to throw it out there that we will hit 50 in February at some point. So, for the rest of this month,
for an upstate New Yorker, that puts us in shorts. You realize that, so.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see if it comes to pass, but certainly not going to be in that neighborhood the rest of January at least. But you know what, Keeler? There's still always that guy. There's always that guy that's going to have shorts on no matter what
You're right.
How cold it is.
Absolutely right.
And good for him.
What do you think on the delay? I saw some photos out of Buffalo, and at least Saturday night or Saturday during the day, and it was blizzard, 0 visibility. It was brutal. What was yesterday like, and what do you expect around game time tonight?
So the lake effect snow, it's not completely going away, but it will be in a much, much weaker state. So I don't see any reason why they don't play tonight or later today. Is it 4:30? Is it still 4:30?
And I believe the governor has said that the game will not be postponed. It won't be moved again. So whatever happens today, they're going to deal with.
Yeah,
4:30.
So I don't see why they shouldn't be able to play, other than being buried in snow. But it's Buffalo. I mean, they're used to this. And I was kind of shocked. I really was. I was like, what?
I know. I know.
I was kind of surprised by it. But the lake effect, it kind of shrinks up a little bit today as we kind of dry out. But near the lakes, there will still be some snow around, but certainly not to the magnitude of what they had. But that is a good old classic shellacking in the Buffalo southbound.
Yeah. You add that the winds of 50 miles an hour. I mean, it was just really brutal. That's just incredible. And I got to say, as a Bills fan, and I get it. I heard from a lot of people yesterday saying, 20 years ago this never would have happened, and I completely agree with that. However. This Bills team, while we are in Buffalo, we've been spoiled a lot with weather. And I just do not feel like Josh Allen plays all that well in snow. He throws the ball. So and then when you saw what was happening, I mean, you couldn't throw the ball in that weather. You couldn't see a receiver 5 feet in front of you. So I kind of feel like, as a Bills fan, I'm okay with what occurred, and hope for the better this afternoon.
Well, I mean, the way I was going into it as someone who roots for the Bills too, is I was already planning on it being a low-scoring game.
Right.
Because the football was going to be really cold, which would make it difficult to pass. I mean, you're not going to be able to see who you're passing to. So I kind of went into it with that mindset, like, this is going to be on any other regular old game would be a boring game.
Yeah, I agree.
But the weather is what's going to make it exciting, you know?
Well, and you know what? You don't know. There could be a lake effect storm that could plow through this afternoon, and it could make things very, very tricky. So we'll see what happens. But the word of the day would be cold, is what we're dealing with. All right.
The word of the day, the word of the rest of the week, I think, especially for the early risers like yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a few days this week where we're down into the single digits to near zero. And just really quick, also a couple of storm systems we're watching this week, too. Very active weather pattern, very busy weather pattern. Just one storm after another, after another, after another. But the thing is these next two that I'm watching are nowhere near as powerful as the ones that we just went through, the last two. So we had all the high wind issues. But with the cold locked in, it makes it easy for me, kind of, as a meteorologist, because we're definitely talking about all snow.
Definitely all snow. All right.
Definitely all snow, no mixy stuff. But with that being said, the snow chances this week, Tuesday and Friday, are the days I'm particularly keying in on.
Okay.
The amounts look fairly light.
Okay. All right. Good stuff there. Meteorologist Craig Flint. Craig Flint, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful week and stay warm. Thank you. From Fox News Radio, Ryan Schmel standing by right now. Ryan, good morning. I'll get your brief take on, we could talk a lot about football. The delay of the Bills game, that is unprecedented. But, man, stealing the show, grabbing the microphone and dropping it, spiking it into the ground, the Green Bay Packers. Wow.
It's a great narrative ender. Jordan Love was facing a lot of adversity at the start of the season. I believe they got off to a relatively slow start. And just to see them now be in a situation where they've won a playoff game and they've silenced a lot of the critics that went into the season. I mean, it's a good time to be a Packers fan. They're in many ways overachieving for what they probably thought their roster was. And also the fact that it's a very young team. And they're probably going to have a substantial amount of salary cap space. They don't have Rodgers' contract to deal with anymore. This could be an exciting time for them.
It really could be. I have someone that I know that put a relatively small bet on the futures in the NFL, and that bet would be a Bills Packers Super Bowl. Now I understand the odds of that are very weak at this point. But I got to say they're two hot teams. If the Bills can get past Pittsburgh, a mere $100 bet pays $17,000 if that were to happen.
Yeah.
Of course,
the Bills are in a weird situation. This is like I kind of keep pointing to the 2012 Ravens for the Bills, where they won. Or they fired their offensive coordinator halfway through the season, got hot late in the year, and now they're going into the playoffs very hot. So the Bills. I'm still going with the Ravens, but the Bills look hot.
There'd be a lot that would have to happen, certainly on the Packers side, but on the Bills side as well. So, we will see. Let's talk about another sporting event, and that is Washington and the government shutdown. We're nearing that. We're pretty close, and they're trying to put something together. What do you think?
Right. So we have the bill text now officially that was released last night for a short-term spending bill that will fund the government at its current levels through March 1st and March 8th as the next two deadlines. So essentially what we've been told is that in many ways lawmakers just ran out of time when it came to negotiating a full budget, which would fund the government through the end of fiscal year, which is the end of September. And essentially, they're just going to need more time to do this. But, of course, there could be a substantial amount of pushback that Mike Johnson faces for doing so.
So I love the fact that they just ran out of time. Hasn't this been going on continuously for the last year and a half, it seems?
Essentially, it has, yes. They passed a continuing resolution in December, pretty much saying that this will be the last time we do this. We're going to have two funding deadlines. It'll be January 19th, and it'll be March 1st, and we will get that done and not have to do another omnibus. But essentially, here we are again, passing another continuing resolution or flirting with the idea of passing another continuing resolution. And this is, of course, going to stir a lot of pots within the halls of Congress. But, this is probably going to pass because in many ways, a government shutdown is the last thing anybody wants right now.
Well, and you're in the middle of with the Iowa caucuses today. You're in primary season now. All of a sudden, this is a congressional and presidential election year, and we're in the middle of it now.
Yeah. And what's unique about this one, too, is that you had Speaker Johnson and Leader Schumer trying to negotiate top-line spending numbers for this fiscal year budget. So eventually they came with the number of 1.59, which is similar to the deal that McCarthy, as well as Schumer and the White House came to last year when they were negotiating the debt ceiling. But you had conservatives who wanted Speaker Johnson to fall back on that deal and try to go back to the negotiating room and renegotiate a deal they thought cut spending more, had more conservative priorities when it came to border security and some other aspects like that. But then you had another of some more moderate members go and meet with Speaker Johnson and say, hey, you can't back out on this deal. You just simply can't do that. And you even had one Democrat I was talking to who said that, look, if he backs out of this deal, no one's going to negotiate with him ever again, or at least going to be able to trust him in a negotiating process ever again. So Speaker Johnson came out late last week, said that the deal would remain and that they would be moving forward with it despite pushback from more conservative members.
And where does this put the funding of obviously Israel, Hamas, and the Ukrainian war as well? Where do we stand on funding there?
Yeah, so those deals are still ongoing. I believe there were some reports that they did come to some type of agreement, but we don't know what those specifics look like as of right now. So if the Senate does have an agreement, they'll then move forward to try to pass that. And then they're going to have to go through the House, which we don't know how House Republicans going to feel about the deal, and if they're going to try to get some more conservative priorities through it in order to get it passed by the White House.
All right. Interesting stuff, an interesting week, and we'll see what happens in Iowa today. That'll be interesting as well. Ryan Schmelz, as always, thank you.
Hey, have a good one, guys. Thank you so much.
You do the same. Thanks. He's a Ravens fan, so...
We've kicked the can so far down the road on this funding. I think the can's in Kazakhstan.
It's unbelievable, right?
Oh, it just snuck up on us.
Yeah.
Now saying that.
Oh, we didn't have time to put everything together. Are you kidding?
We were too busy yelling at each other.
Yeah, and I do believe I fear that people they accept this. We accept it.
Well,
right?
we become conditioned.
We have.
Now saying that.
Yeah.
We're $34 trillion in debt. That's a problem.
And it
I
continues
know,
to grow.
Our federal government is not like our household governments or whatever it is, but at some point in time, when the amount of money you're raising can't even pay the interest, I think that's an issue.
Yeah.
And I was an English major.
Yeah. Just running your own household. I realize this is different, but imagine if you could run and you had
a printing press in your basement, just
print
cranking out those hundreds.
Print it when you need
Benjamins.
it. In fact, one of the topics of Napoleon when he came back to France and decided to take over as Emperor of France was that you're printing money like it's going out of style. You're printing it in the basement, and it's being spent 10 minutes later. That's one of the lines. So to speak, in the Napoleon movie. Have you seen it yet?
No. What's old is new.
The Napoleon movie has hit online. I believe over the weekend it did, and we began watching it last night. You can rent it or you can buy it, and it's quite long. We only got about halfway through it.
So we watched one this weekend that I know you'll like, and maybe you've seen it before. It's Burnt. It's got Bradley Cooper in it, so my wife had to watch it.
Yeah.
It's very similar to The Bear. Actually, it's supposedly loosely based on Gordon Ramsay.
Okay, yeah, I maybe we haven't seen that yet. I got to check that out. Burnt. What network is that on? Do we call them networks anymore? What streaming?
It was
service?
on I think it was Netflix. or something.
All right, hold tight. Quick break, Davey, and we'll come right back. I got a bunch more to get to here today. It's Martin Luther King Day. You'll have no banking today. No mail service today, all of that stuff. Although, if you have packages coming, you still may get a package or two. But your regular mail service is off today. It's 6:52 at WIBX.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Roman Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
At Mattress Express, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A flex head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to LifeLock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. D-I-N-O-V-I-T-E. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
At MVHS, our team members fell in love with care long ago. Their lives were changed, and their world has been expanding ever since. In respect, compassion, knowledge, and ability. And it's only just begun. Because fueling the future of care starts here at the Wynn Hospital. Local care on a whole new level. The Wynn Hospital. Unwavering commitment and compassion. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you. The first steps taken in the Wynn Hospital are the first steps of a care experience that stands apart. One where compassion can always be found, where teams are trained to serve you well, and where cutting-edge technology is always at the ready. Because here, you not only receive state-of-the-art care, you have a distinctive care experience, one that is all about your comfort in a healing environment. Welcome to the Wynn Hospital.
Riskin & Garage would like to thank our customers for once again voting us the best destination for tires in the Utica area. Huge selection, great prices on name brand tires, and our service will crush the internet retailers and chain stores. Take it away, Monster Truck Guy.
For brakes, tires, funny noises, warning lights, or any auto repair needs, come and experience prompt and courteous service at Riskin & Garage. Online at ogtires.com. Come on, say it with me and make that noise. ogtires.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, coming up on 7 o'clock, we'll have full news at 7.
From the Stanley Theater Studio.
Yeah. We'll have full news at 7 o'clock, and then Megan will have a local update for you coming up as well. She's filling in for Andrew. See, it takes 2 people to get in here to fill Andrew's shoes. It's unbelievable. Tim Reed is sitting in here today. It is
Morning.
Martin Luther King Day. The Utica Comets are in Syracuse this afternoon. They play a 1 o'clock matinee game for the holiday in Syracuse. I believe that's kind of a tradition. Every year they play that game.
Yeah.
I believe. Am I right, Davey?
Syracuse does.
Okay.
But the
yeah.
Comets.
Well, I believe they played. It was Utica in Syracuse last year on Martin Luther King Day. I could be wrong. I have a bunch of other stuff to get into.
Harper Point is going to have the game at 1 o'clock, showing it today.
What's that?
Streaming the Comets games at Babes today.
Oh, at
1.
Babes. Okay, cool. All right. I was telling you that in dealing, Tim, with the post-COVID fatigue, and I'm reading up on it, and this strain does seem to be a little bit worse for some people. And I've been dealing, I'll wake up in the morning and feel like I need a nap right after I wake up. It's unbelievable. You got to be kidding me. It's like the perfect life when you think about it. No, it is extremely annoying. But when you can't sleep at night, like when and that was last night, because what happens, I think it screws your sleep up. You sleep during the day, then you go to sleep at night, and you can't sleep. So you're just basically watching the clock go. And I kind of wonder, did I, you say, well, I did not sleep a wink last night. But I think what happens is you do fall off into a sleep. There's a gap that you don't know you're sleeping.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're thinking again, and you're kind of awake, and you're looking at the clock, and you're like, wow, that was 10 minutes. Right. But I think you get chunks of 8-10 minutes all night long.
Very light.
It's a very light sleep.
It's like the way you're driving
night.
on the throughway. All
That's
of a sudden
right.
you look
That's
up and,
right.
hey.
Wow,
I'm at the exit already.
I'm already to Buffalo. Here's the other thing is, if you wanted to go see a Bills game, playoff game, you could probably get tickets pretty easily today.
Yep.
A lot of people unable to go because of the time change. If you could do it, you'll probably get a pretty good deal on tickets. We'll talk about that as well. Hold tight. It's news coming up, 7 o'clock. WIBX Utica, Rome.
It's the first 2024 voting. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Iowa caucuses.
You got to get out. You can't sit home.
From the Stanley Theater.
Former President Trump's maintained a big lead in the polls, but Nikki Haley's been rising.
I know you're excited. I'm excited because it's been 11 months.
Ron DeSantis tells Fox News Sunday.
There's not been a candidate that's worked harder. There's not been a candidate that's put in more work. And I think particularly here in Iowa, Iowans notice that.
But this isn't a primary where polls open early and people vote all day. Instead, they'll gather tonight and discuss the candidates. Then they'll write their choice on paper and the votes are tallied in each caucus location. But will the weather have some people stay home? It's the coldest caucus day ever. Wind chills around 30 below zero tonight. And Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble reports.
Former President Trump is counting on supporters in rural areas, and that's notable because it's quite possible there are still roads in those areas that could be covered in snow. There are reports the Trump campaign is identifying supporters in key areas who have four-wheel drive so they can help shuttle other caucus goers to the caucus sites.
Also in Iowa, the principal of Perry High School has died. 10 days after Dan Marburger was shot trying to shield students. A sixth grader was also killed by a 17-year-old student gunman who also injured 6 others until he killed himself. As Israel keeps waging war against Hamas in Gaza.
Iran-backed Houthi rebels launched their first new attack in the Red Sea since joint coalition strikes targeted the group last week. We do understand, according to U.S. Central Command, that an American fighter jet shot down an anti-ship cruise missile that was launched toward the USS Laboon.
Fox's Trey Yingst. Award season's here. They head out the Emmys tonight. The Bear and Succession were honored as the top TV shows in the Critics' Choice Awards a week after winning Golden Globes. As for movies, Oppenheimer got Best Picture and 7 other awards. America's listening to Fox News.
The Fed is setting a digital dollar control trap. The new FedNow system might sound modern and convenient, but the truth is it's all about surveillance and control. Don't be fooled. Secure your assets right now with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, former advisor to Donald Trump. And in these times of uncertainty, I believe the best way to defend your savings is to use tangible assets, which is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group, because gold has a 5,000-year track record as the ultimate guardian of wealth. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, so text PROTECT to the number 989898. Text PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. There's no obligation or purchase required.
And also a little bit chilly, definitely glove weather this morning. WIBX 950 AM 1069 FM. I'm Megan Stone. Here's your local news update. Jaleel Chapman, the teenager who shot a Proctor High security guard in the head, has agreed to a plea deal. Chapman, who is 17 but is being tried as an adult, was charged with second-degree murder. The plea offer mandates he spend 18 to 20 years in prison in addition to 5 years of supervised release. He will also serve a concurrent sentence for criminal possession of a weapon. He will be formally sentenced in March. The Proctor security guard, Jeff Lynch, survived and is recovering. 5 people, 3 of them teenagers, are facing multiple charges, including gun charges, following a foot chase by Utica police. Authorities say police tried stopping 3 teens on Lenox Avenue late Friday, but they fled from the officers. Police allegedly saw one of the teens discard a handgun and were able to apprehend all 3. While placing the juveniles under arrest, 2 women began fighting the officers, and they were also transported to Utica Police Station. 36-year-old Dereka Gilmore and 35-year-old Shaquanda Gilmore Spann, as well as a 14 and 17-year-old, were charged with obstructing governmental administration, while a 15-year-old was also charged with criminal possession of a weapon, as the discarded handgun turned out to be a loaded 9mm ghost gun. Utica police arrested a local man for violating his probation conditions. Authorities say they arrested 22-year-old Jarul Jenkins, who was under supervision after performing a home check at a house on Emerson Avenue. Police say they located 4 handguns on the premises. A female was also detained during the search. Jenkins has since been charged with 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon as well as violation of probation. Authorities say an investigation into the other firearms is ongoing. And police are alerting New Yorkers of multiple new scams. One involves teenagers asking for donations for their sports teams, and they convince the donor to give them their phones, and that's when the teens tack on a couple of zeros to the small donation amount. Police say a jewelry scam is increasing, where a person in a vehicle calls an elderly person over and, with sweet talk, convinces the victim to give him or her a hug before the scammer takes their jewelry. Police are also seeing scammers put their own barcodes on the back of gift cards in stores, and then when the card is purchased, the cashier transfers the money to the scammer's account inside of the card. Today in history, in 1919 in Boston, a tank containing an estimated 2.3 million gallons of molasses burst, sending the dark syrup coursing through the city's north end. And that killed 21 people. As for your Weather Center forecast on WIBX, partly sunny skies today, high of 24. A chance of snow tonight, lows around 18. We could see about half an inch when it's all said and done. Snow tomorrow, an expected 2 inches of snow, high around 26. And tomorrow night, it will be chilly, lows around 12, with about another half an inch of snow falling. WIBX 950 AM 1069 FM. I'm Megan Stone. And now your IBEW Sports Desk new sports update. Green Bay Packers over the Dallas Cowboys 48-32. The Detroit Lions 24 defeating the Los Angeles Rams at 23. At the NHL, the Rangers beating the Capitals 2-1. Blowouts were on the menu for a wild card weekend in the NFL. The lopsided victories started on Saturday when the Texans throttled the Cleveland Browns 45-14 in Houston, while the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, thumped the Miami Dolphins 26-7 at Arrowhead Stadium. However, the biggest surprise came on Sunday when the Green Bay Packers marched into Arlington and embarrassed the Dallas Cowboys 48-32. And if you get really quiet, you could still hear Andrew screaming somewhere in Central New York. The nightcap featured a more competitive game where the Detroit Lions edged the Los Angeles Rams 24-23 at Ford Field. And a pair of Monday games will put a bow on the wild card round. The Pittsburgh Steelers battle the Buffalo Bills tonight in Orchard Park, and the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will take on at Raymond James Stadium. And that is your IBEW Sports Desk update.
That game is the Bills game, of course, is at 4:30. And Tim, as you've been Tim Reed in this morning, as a guest in for Andrew this morning.
Yes.
As you've said, there are tickets out there that are available, especially because people who were planning to go for an afternoon occasion on Sunday they can't go.
Yeah, $150 for 100 level seats.
Wow, those are
Let's go right
those
now.
are really good seats. Yeah, and it's not going to be cold.
No,
yeah, it is.
No,
it's going to be terrible. And then what do we think is going to occur, Davey? I'll get your take on this first. What does Jerry Jones in Dallas do? You just could look at his face, and you just knew he's an owner who doesn't like to be embarrassed.
I loved it.
I
loved it.
I loved it so much.
For me, the Dallas Cowboys. So I usually don't not like teams.
Yeah.
But the two that I dislike with a purple passion, and the NFC is the Dallas Cowboys, and in the AFC is the Patriots.
Yes.
Those two just have a special place in hell for me.
And they've had
the inner
special,
circle.
and both have now had special places this season.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to watch them get crushed by the Packers.
And he was just, you know what? It was like seeing the opposite of Taylor Swift.
I know.
Looking at him up there just cooking, and because he loves the limelight too. He's the
it's
one
always,
owner.
Always. I mean, just think about the last weekend. They had the big ceremony down where they brought Jimmy Johnson into the, what do they call it, Davey?
The Dallas Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame, and they have a name for it. But the two of them didn't get along.
Nope.
So Jerry Jones would not allow him to be able to, Jimmy Johnson to be able to make that Hall of Fame spot. And they finally made up, and you just saw that, and the back and forth that had gone on between the two of them. You can only imagine how angry he was yesterday. And now, so does McCarthy lose his job?
I think he does, and there's a certain Mr. Belichick that's waiting in the wings to become the next coach of the Cowboys.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I do too.
Yeah. Should he lose his job? I don't think so.
But, with Jerry Jones, anything's possible.
Yeah, no. I know. Wow, what a day yesterday, man. Okay, some stuff we'll get to coming up here in a second. Microsoft recently briefly overtook Apple as the world's most valuable company. Apple is back as the most valuable, but for a brief time, Microsoft was there. That was something. And later on in the hour, we'll do Micah's free money question of the day. Got a great question today. And we had this brought up with one of the candidates running for office this year, saying that, in school, a teacher could hear from a student who said, I don't want to be a boy anymore, I want to be a girl, and they'll get the process going and never tell the parents. And that was just one of the things that he talked about. I figured, why don't we really go right to the horse's mouth here? So Kaz Tangora is the superintendent of schools at New Hartford. He's also worked for state ed. So if anybody knows what the policy is, Kaz would know what the policy is and the justification for whatever that policy is. So what rights does a student have? At what age does a student have these rights? And what rights does a parent have? Is it different for an elementary student versus a high school student? A lot of questions for Kaz Tangora, who will be in studio coming up at about 7:40 here this morning. So I'm looking forward to that. Today is Martin Luther King Day, meaning no banks, no mail service today, no school as well. And what? Go ahead.
And no Utica OD today either.
Oh, right. There's no OD today. Is there normally one on Monday?
Yeah, there's no because they do it in the postal service. There's no mail to
Right,
no
there is
paper
no
today.
mail,
But it was online.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
online, but no,
you can get the
no
online.
delivery to your home. It'd be delivered tomorrow. They said.
Are they? Do you think they're
Or
improving?
you could pay for it and not get it at all. But that's another problem.
I've been there for that. Do you feel there's been an improvement? Have they made an improvement over the course of the last few months?
Well, you're setting the bar pretty low, so
I
I'm not
know,
really
I
sure
know.
where we're going
Yeah, I
with
know.
that.
Well,
they're trying.
Oftentimes, you're dealing with stories that are like a week old, and they're finally breaking in the paper. It's pretty tough to see that.
You know where the real battles are, and obviously with the Sentinel getting to be the newspaper of record's big, the obituaries. There's big money in those obituaries.
Big money in the obituaries, and a lot of people are, you don't have to put it in the newspaper. So you could just place it online, and the funeral home oftentimes will offer that for you.
Yep.
A lot of people still like it to be in the newspaper. Yeah. But where the big money is required is the official paper of the city of Utica, or the official paper of the Utica School District, and all that stuff that goes in the paper, all those official notices are paid for.
Yep.
And now many of these municipalities are switching to the Sentinel.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal right there. Here's John in Bridgewater. Hello, John. Good morning.
Hey, Bill. Good morning. Hey, I was wondering, did you hear anything about the guy and his dog got stranded out on Hinkley Lake yesterday morning?
I did hear that story. I didn't get anything on it. What are you hearing?
I have a scanner, and after last week's episode where the two brothers were fishing and the one drowned, God forbid, that's terrible. But this guy went out in a kayak with his dog, and he overtipped.
Okay.
So they made it to the ice. But my concern, he could have drowned his dog. But all these rescuers that came flying to the scene, they're putting everybody in risk.
Yeah.
And another guy ended up going out to try to help him, and he ended up getting. They had to rescue him.
So what? I think one of these things, when people go out and they do foolish things. What you're saying, and I agree with you 100%, is it ends up costing the municipality, the fire service, the ambulance service, the rescuers. It costs a lot of money to go out there and get those services out there.
And I heard, I don't know, Mr. Mayshaw might know, but I heard on the scanner that they possibly called for the Oneida County Sheriff's water boat, whatever they call it.
Okay.
I don't know if it was brought out, but
all right. Let me see what we can find out from the sheriff this morning. We'll see if we can get
off
an
the
answer
ice,
from
man.
him.
Fish from shore.
Yeah. What are you thinking? I mean, clearly we have been warm, and we're in no position to be going. The ice is not thick right now. That's,
right. And
one
last thing: if you want to go out by yourself, go out by yourself. Leave the dog in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, Bill.
Fair enough. I'm with you. All right,
hey,
John.
Have a good day.
Thank
All
you,
right,
man.
Bill.
We'll try to get details on that for you coming up in a second. I want to go to Evan Brown from Fox News Radio. Evan, good morning. Do I have him on? Is it on 3, Davey? It is 3. Sorry. Evan, good morning.
Good morning.
So for a brief moment, in this rivalry between Microsoft, I'm an Apple guy, by the way, between Microsoft and Apple, Apple, of course, has been the most valuable company in the world. But for a brief moment, that changed.
Yeah, it did on Friday. We'll see how that continues. I guess tomorrow. I don't think stocks trade today, do they? With Microsoft, with Martin Luther King Day today. But on Friday, Apple gained some value in its shares, but Microsoft gained about 5 times as much. And we're talking about the difference between a percentage point and 0.2 of a percentage point. Still, that equaled about $0.02 trillion difference. So Microsoft ended the day at a valuation of $2.89 trillion, where Apple $2.87 trillion. Really nothing shabby for the two of them.
Yeah.
But the fact that Microsoft toppled Apple is certainly noteworthy. It's probably put on the fact that Apple's iPhone 15 sales worldwide, especially in China, have been significantly off the mark, which is, I think, a reflection of a couple things. One, Chinese citizens are more apt to buy things made domestically for them now, especially by Huawei. And just elsewhere, people have been saving money and not going for the new iPhones because it's expensive, and why pick on another $30 to $50 a month in your phone bill to pay off the phone, or plunk down more than $1,000 at once just to get a new phone that most reviewers have said is not much different from the last phone.
Yeah.
So that's kind of part of it. Also, Microsoft's been leading really with investment in AI, where Apple hasn't been, and that excites the traders.
Well, I hear there was a little rolling in the grave, in Steve Jobs' grave. I mean, the reality is, just think about this for a moment. The two most valuable companies in the world are two big tech companies. It shows you how tech has taken over the economies around the world.
Well, certainly, and I think it sort of has done that for a while. But yeah, we're not looking at the manufacturing of refrigerators as being the big business around the planet. So
technically, you can make with some refrigerators, you can make a phone call with your refrigerator and set up your grocery list and send it off to the grocery store. It's pretty crazy.
Right, but that refrigerator usually breaks down 6 months into owning it. You have to use your repair plan to get someone out there to look at it, and then a week later they come back with a circuit board that they swap out. No one's swapping out engines for the cooling fan or whatever. The motor for the cooling fan or whatever.
Meanwhile, your great grandmother had one that was she had her washing machine
and
for
it still works.
And it
it's
still
in the
works
basement.
for 50 years in the basement. So, all right, good stuff, Eben. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Take care.
Have a great day. Eben Brown from Fox News Radio. It is true. You'd have those old appliances that would last forever. Now, we have a great guy that comes out and will do repair on appliances, and he'll say, I can get you basically a new motherboard for your dryer, imagine. But to be honest with you, it's going to be about $600. You can get a brand new one for $800.
Unbelievable.
And there you go.
This whole Apple Microsoft thing, it's funny thinking when I was...
You're not an Apple guy.
No. But, it's interesting to think about when I was a kid. There was an old saying which was, what's good for GM is good for the country.
Right.
So you think about back then, it was all durable goods. It was the big three automakers. It was this or whatever. Now we sell things that are a little bit more out there, I guess.
Well, and it's a little more disposable today. And here's something very interesting too. This is making its way now into, you talk about your dryer and your washing machine, your refrigerator, but it's your vehicles now today too.
Right.
I know someone who has a recall on their vehicle, 3 recalls sent to their vehicle. And they made the appointment with the dealership, and they said, well, we're going to need about 2 hours. These are all software changes that have to be made.
Wow.
In your vehicle. So it completely, soon I would imagine they'll be in a situation where, like with your phone, now I have a new update for the iPhone that, Davey, you should install. It'll fix bugs and really a security issue. It might fix your voicemail thing if you wanted to do that today.
I didn't go get it fixed this week.
You won't have to. I'm saying update your phone. Maybe do it while you're...
Well, you show me.
Well, you bring it in, I'll get it started for you. It might correct your problem, is what I'm saying.
It says it's already up to 17.2-1. Is that the latest update?
17.2.1, yeah. All right, check your voicemail now. See if it's working.
It's still not working.
Well, just check it now, though, is what I'm saying.
But, isn't it kind of, we talk
just
about...
look at it. Restart your phone for me.
We talk about trying to be... good stewards of the planet and everything like that or whatever. But it feels to me, you're talking about, washing machines or dryers that only last for a year or two or whatever it is. We become kind of more wasteful to a certain extent, haven't we? Where it's like, here, just toss more because we need the new stuff or whatever it is. It really is. It's kind of sad.
Which is why I build washing machine forts for my kids in the backyard now. You just bury them a little. I mean, no, we throw this stuff out. Where's it all going?
Exactly.
You hope it's being recycled.
Yep.
I mentioned no mail service today. Some packages you will receive. However, Ray is telling me this morning UPS is off today as well and not delivering. Talking to a UPS driver last week, Friday, apparently it was in the contract where they were negotiating the union contract last year. According to him, they offered Juneteenth or Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and UPS workers took MLK Day. So they have today off. You will not get any UPS deliveries today. So there you go. All right, got a break. 7:22. I almost feel like Juneteenth would have been the one to take because you just came off Christmas.
Weather.
You just came off Christmas, right?
Yeah.
You had a break there after the big push. New Year's, you had a break there. And then, in June, you get better weather, I would think. Well,
That's good thinking.
They must like the MLK. That's what they took. All right, got a break here, Davey. We'll come right back at 7:22 at WIBX.
Why get an updated COVID vaccine? If you're 65 or older, a COVID vaccine can keep you out of the hospital. And if you have heart disease, a COVID vaccine can help you stay healthy. With COPD or other lung diseases, getting a COVID vaccine can keep you off a ventilator. Anyone can get severely ill from COVID. But some people are more at risk. Know your risk and make sure you're up to date on your COVID vaccine. A message from the New York State Health Department.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Roman Herkimer, online at TallmansTire.com.
Hi, this is Scott Hayes.
And this is Jill Hayes from New York Sash.
You know, honey, the first time you said, never let a Windows salesperson into your home, I thought you were nuts. But you were right.
Like there was really any doubt.
Seriously, so many people have told us how nice it is to shop in our beautiful showroom, where there's never any high pressure.
Yep, and it's even nicer when we can help people save.
Like right now, buy 2 New York Sash windows and get 1 free.
We get slow during the winter, and we need to stay busy, so you get the best deal we make all year. Buy 2 windows, get 1 free.
Buy 4, get 2 free.
Buy 6 windows, get 3 free. There's no end to the savings.
And there's no need to invite a pushy salesperson into your home. Instead, stop by the New York Sash Idea and Design Center, where you can browse at your convenience.
We're open Monday through Saturday on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
These savings are only available for a limited time, so come in today. And as always,
let our family take care of your family.
Adirondack Home Furniture wants to help transform your home in the new year. Their pieces have timeless design and incredible craftsmanship. Their furniture is the type of furniture that gets passed down from generation to generation. For over 45 years, Adirondack Home Furniture has been providing quality and comfort to Central New York. From American-made pieces to top designers, they have everything you need for any space. Whether you're looking to redo your living room, dining room, bedroom, kids' rooms, or just looking for some pieces to pull the look together, like quality lamps, rugs, and pictures, Adirondack Home Furniture is the place to shop. Adirondack Home Furniture has non-commissioned salespeople, which means you enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They also pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and transform your home for the new year. Riverside Center in North Utica, or go to AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Cliff's Local Market is proud to be your convenience store that keeps you going. We are locally owned and operated by Clifford Fuel, and we're proud to offer local products like Utica coffee with fresh brewed dark Adirondack, along with a seasonal flavor. At Cliff's, you can find Dippin' Donuts, sauce from It's a Utica Thing, and cheeses from River Rat and Grassy Cow. Cliff's Local Market has your favorite pizza made fresh all day with dough from Utica, made to order subs, wraps, and salads, and other healthy local choices. Cliff's Local Market, we keep you going.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
We all make resolutions this time of year. And let's face it, most of them won't stick. But here's one that's not only easy to keep, but will help you feel healthier all year long. Navage. Navage provides quick, drug-free nasal relief by washing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. This time of year, when everyone is sick, Navage helps by sucking out germs, bacteria, and viruses trapped in our noses that cause us to feel miserable. And come allergy season, it does the same with dust, pollen, and other allergens. And unlike medications that can take time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage helps treat congestion symptoms in seconds flat, without drugs. This New Year's, resolve to use drug-free Navage to help you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
There's no better time than the new year to help protect your identity and finances. LifeLock detects potential threats to your identity that you may miss on your own. If you do become a victim, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. LifeLock is the New Year's resolution that's easy to keep. Save 25% off your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock or go to lifelock.com. Promo code CLAY to save 25%. That's lifelock.com, promo code CLAY.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, coming up, Superintendent of Schools at New Hartford, Kaz Tangora. We'll bring him in studio in a few minutes. Hobike's free money question of the day. We'll get to that. Andrew is off today and tomorrow and Wednesday, as a matter of fact. He's in somewhat warm weather Florida. I don't know where he is. I think he's down low enough where he's got some nice warm weather. I was really surprised to see. Where is he? He said he's going to be. Hold on, I got to figure out what mic you're on.
Yeah, I'm jumping back and forth.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's going to be near Tampa, he said.
You know, Dallas. It was chilly in Dallas. I was surprised.
Florida's been cool so far this season.
Yeah. Let's see. And, of course, the Buffalo Bills playing this afternoon at 4:30. It's going to be a big one. And I hope you're ready for all of that. Although Richard is saying this morning, you do realize the lake effect snow in Buffalo right now is extremely bad. I'm not sure that this game will go off today. Be prepared for Tuesday football. I don't think so because the governor has said, I don't think the NFL could let that happen.
No.
So the governor has said this game will not be delayed again. So they're playing today no matter what.
Yep.
So they may be playing in a blizzard, but they're going to play today.
If you ended up, let's say that you dragged it another day, and then that's a day that really then you're compressing the next game.
Now you got to
move. Have to play.
Yeah, you'd have to move some games.
They're already so beat up.
Yep.
You know who I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the CBS production crew that has to be outside in the elements. The camera guys, the broadcast.
Yeah,
and then you got Nancy Romo up in the booth, and you got poor Tracy Wolfson down on the sidelines.
Yeah. Well, they do have some amazing heaters down there that will warm things up a little bit. But apparently not with, what's his name, the Kansas City coach there.
Andy Reid?
Did you see Andy Reid's
mustache? Or
mustache?
Or you talking about Mike McDaniel?
No, Andy Reid's mustache.
Yeah. Winford Brimley?
Yeah, I swear to God. That mustache, everybody's all over the mustache because it was frozen.
Yeah.
And there were like icicles coming off it. You do realize what that is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, I just think there's way too much talk about it.
Did you see?
It is very, very disgusting.
Did you see what they put in place of the Bills-Steelers game?
Yeah,
I could not believe that. I
know.
can't imagine. They must have had ratings of like 8 people.
It was the Chiefs-Bengals game from last year.
Yeah.
Why would they do
got
that?
Caught flat-footed.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have thought of all the sports potentially. They could have had cornhole on, and they would have done better than that.
You have the Olympics coming up.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? They didn't want to lose football. That's what it was.
Yeah, because that's the prime time slot at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. They even did a pregame show at 12 o'clock. The NFL
they did the NFL today at 12 noon, and but then they ran that repeat. I had no.
So did they do an NFL Today update like a halftime? I didn't watch any of it.
They must have done a halftime update, or they could have edited halftime basically right out of it. I don't know what they did, but it was not what I expected them to do, to be honest. We had the story of the rescue that happened down near Richfield Springs, Fly Creek, and down in that area on a pond. One person died last week. They were brothers that were out there on the water. One died. The other was rescued by a park ranger. In Vermont State, they're getting a lot of these stories that are coming out now. Vermont State police officers being called a hero after jumping into an icy pond to save an 8-year-old girl who had fallen through the ice and into the frigid water. Here's the audio from Trooper Michelle Archer's body cam as she rescued the little girl. Here we go.
Call rescue! Keith, she's making noises. She's making noise. Can you grab an arm? Let's bring her. What are we doing? Let's bring her closer.
Wow. Terrible. But the girl survived.
You know,
it's the hypothermia that ends up
exactly.
Really
you know, John was saying, you know, why don't these people think about all the rescue and whatever it is? Unfortunately, you know, there's people out there with not a lot of common sense, and then
they just do what they do. This is a kid who probably wouldn't know any better,
right?
And
I don't know where the parents were, but whatever.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at pictures of in Buffalo of the fans that the Bills Mafia shoveling out the stadium, and they're sliding down the rails. And, I mean, people are just nuts.
Oh, the ones that were the guy had no shirt on at the Kansas City game.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But you look at those pictures right there. Some photos of over the weekend in Buffalo. You can see why that game was actually postponed.
They were paying good money. They were paying good money for those shovelers too.
Come out and shovel. According to Richard, it's still going on. I don't know. Let's hope they're going to be ready for it today. And this is an interesting one too. The town of Edwardsville, Illinois, is fining a church $750 a day for offering warming centers for homeless people because they don't have the correct permit and have not applied for it yet. So they're charging the church $750 a day. Here is Sabrina Trupia, a neighbor and volunteer at the First Baptist Church's warming shelter, talking about some of the pushback the shelter has been getting by bringing these people in and warming them up. Here we go.
I had assumed, apparently wrongly, that people in this neighborhood would have been happy to help the other people in Edwards. These are people that live here. They're not coming from anywhere else. There are people in the community.
So in New York State, it's the once the temperature reaches, I don't know, it might even be like 32 degrees or something.
Right.
It is the law. People have to be brought in and offered a warming facility.
That's always good for a town to put a fine on a church. It really is a PR move everyone should follow.
It's always a good story. There's no doubt. And today is Blue Monday. Falls on the third Monday in January, and it is supposedly the most depressing day of the year. The reason is often attributed to poor weather, the post-Christmas lull, stretched finances, and unattainable New Year's resolutions. How are you feeling on this Blue Monday? Feeling a little down? Well, you're not alone. So if you're having issues, reach out to someone. There are plenty of places you can make a phone call to for help.
I was thinking it's the middle of January, and where did the year go?
Where did the year go? Already. All right, let's do Davey Hobica's free money question of the day. We'll start the week off with a $100 jackpot here. And you're looking for caller number what this morning?
Caller number 5.
Fifth caller through the lines right now. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX. 315-736-0186. Caller 5 right now at WIBX.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
She's running around. Her breath doesn't smell. Her digestive system is perfect. It has made such a huge difference.
What did this dog parent do for their dog? She switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-sized bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Roman Herkimer, online at TallmansTire.com.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses, starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply today at OneidaCountyJobs.com.
Have you ever wanted to learn how to make jewelry? How about learning how to design animations or create pottery? This year, explore your future in art with Munson. Munson in downtown Utica offers courses for artists of all ages, interests, and abilities. They also feature art appreciation classes for people more interested in learning than creating. Classes for the winter-spring semester begin in January, so register now at munson.art. That's munson.art.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Are you ready for a buying experience like no other? Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. They're bursting with inventory. Over 100 brand new Chevys on the lot. Check out the newly redesigned Chevy Trax or power through any terrain with their all-wheel drive Chevy Trailblazer or Chevy Equinox. Looking for something sturdy? Their lot is loaded with Chevy Silverados, the epitome of strength and reliability. And get $6,000 off or take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.9%. Steve Ponte Chevy. Find new roads with incredible savings. Visit them on Route 28 in Herkimer or at StevePonteChevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy.
$6,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. 2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car or truck to eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Hey, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is from Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. All the delicious lattes, so good, pumpkin lattes. They're in 24/7. I'm sorry, 12 months out of the year. It's all year long. You can get the pumpkin spice is what I was trying to say at Daylight Donuts. You can also get coffee, espresso, lattes, the iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, bagels, the donuts made fresh there every single morning. And the drive-thru is lightning fast. It's Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Very fast.
Yes.
All right, let me go to Mike, who is our contestant for Hobica's free money question of the day. Joseph and Andrew Hobica. For your legal needs, call 315-724-1600. On the line this morning is $100. Mike, good morning.
Well, hello, Bill, Tim, and Davey.
Turns out it's not Mike after all. Good morning. Are you ready to go? You are the fifth caller through the line, Stefan.
Yes, I am.
Prediction on the Bills game tonight.
Bills by 14.
Okay. All right. A lot of people feel that, a couple of touchdowns, the Bills are going to pour it on here in Buffalo today. Let's hope that happens. All right. Here's your question. Are you ready? You know you have 7 seconds to answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here it is. This is your question. When someone refers to the phrase to ensure promptness, what are they really talking about? Ready, go.
To ensure money?
To ensure money. I like an insurance of money. Technically, it's not insure, it's ensure. And we're talking about to ensure promptness is short or is long for... you know this one, Tim.
Tipping.
It is the tip. And that means that's where the whole tip came from. In fact, the history around the tip
it goes back to the
at
1800s.
a restaurant goes
Yep.
back to the 1800s. And that was actually, you would tip before, though, right?
You make sure you got yourself in ahead of other folks.
Right.
The waiter or waitress would come in there, whatever it is, say, oh, they got a little money there. I'm going to take care of them before the cheapskate.
They'd be prompt, yeah, and what you'd be looking for. It's also interesting in Europe. They don't necessarily like tipping. In some cases, they find it to be insulting.
They do.
I find that hard to handle, though. When you're there and you're walking away and you don't tip for the meal, you feel, as an American, we feel you feel
we
like
tip everybody for
tip.
everything.
I mean, just go to New York City. Somebody grabs your bag and helps you to the taxi.
Yeah.
All right, here's money for that.
Tip the guy that stole my bag.
Yeah. All right, Stefan, we're going to give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's good at Aquavino, Babes, 72, Taylor and the Cook, and Cookies, Q, and Creamer, along with the concession stands at the Adirondack Bank Center. And Nexus, stand by. We'll mail that to you, okay?
Well, thank you, Bill.
All right, Stefan, stand by. Stefan Rubitsky here on Martin Luther King Day. In studio right now, he is the superintendent of schools at New Hartford. Yeah, pull that right up to the comfort level, is Kaz Tangora. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, every time I see you, you look more and more like Letterman. You got the
change with the seasons.
You do change with the seasons. Keep it nice and warm. All right, let's, if we could. I figured, a lot of accusations out there about what a parent's rights are. This came up from a political candidate who's saying, listen, if a kid wants to come to school and tell his or her teacher, I don't want to be a boy or a girl anymore, the school will actually get the process moving forward, and they will not inform the parents. We are losing our parental rights. That was his statement. So let's start with that one. Is there any truth to that?
To a certain extent, yes.
Okay.
So if a child comes to school and, shares with the school district that they're transitioning from one gender to another, and they'd like to be called by a different name and have their records reflect their new name, 9 times out of 10, we're going to work with the families and to let that happen. Make that happen.
Yeah.
If the child says to the school,
I don't want my parents knowing.
Please don't tell my parents. They're not supportive. They're not going to like this. My life's hard enough as it is. By law, we cannot tell the parents.
Okay.
Now, but we have to think about this. It's a real controversial issue right now, and people get worked up over it.
Can I interrupt you before you even go any further? Let's start, because the statement was that the school would be able to engage in basically starting the process of transitioning. I don't believe the school is involved in the transitioning process.
Not at all. Just the name
Okay.
change.
Just the name change. So if a kid, you're not going to be like, all right, we're going to take you to this doctor. We're going to get this started.
Absolutely not.
I think that's important to note here.
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good clarification. Yeah.
Yes.
No, all we're going to do is make sure that the child's teachers and the records reflect the new name, and find them a different place to change if that's what they want to do. More often than not, we always want to partner with families.
Right.
It's a joint effort to educate a child. It's only in those rare issues when the child says, "Please don't tell my parents." It's also, and depending on the source, anywhere between 0.5% and 1.5% of Americans identify as transgender. We're talking about a very, very small percentage of people. So I often wonder why people get worked up over
It's such
this.
a big issue.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there was one state, I don't know which state it was, but it was one where they had just passed a law regarding transgender, and over the course of the entire history of their school system, there had only been one student, and that student was working with his or her parents. And when you talk about taking the rights away from parents, these laws that are being passed are really the things that it's these laws that are taking the rights away from parents, right? It's taking their right away from being able to go to a doctor and get the procedure done, not in New York State, but in some other states.
Right, yeah. It varies widely from state
Right,
to state.
right.
Yes, absolutely.
So what about if, I'm assuming the same could be true if a kid were to disclose to a teacher, I'm gay. But I don't want my parents to know.
Absolutely.
Same thing.
Same thing.
So
the intent is to protect the child.
Right. Not every parent is going to handle that news well.
No, not at all. And in some cases, it's devastating for the child, right? And it just gets in the way of the educational process.
What do you say to a parent who says, I am the parent. I have every right to know that child is underage. You have to tell me.
I would say by law in New York State.
In New York State.
Yeah. Not only do we not have to, we're prohibited. So, and it's the law of the land. Whether I agree with the law or disagree with it is irrelevant. You'll never know because my job is to follow the law and implement the rules and regulations of New York State.
Tim, and if you ever have any questions, I can see it in your eyes. You have questions over there. You know Tim Reed, Kaz Tangora, Tim Reed.
3 children educated in New Hartford and then promptly have left. So is there a difference between a 7-year-old coming to you and saying these things versus a 17-year-old? It feels to me that is there an age difference in some way, shape, or manner where you might think a 7-year-old just saying, I think they're just saying this to just goof on me, as opposed to someone who seems more sober-minded in regards to
yeah.
some
So
thought.
I mean, there are developmental changes between a very young child and we have them from 5 to 21. So I mean, the school has a broad latitude to use their judgment and knows when to bring the family in and when they really cannot. So when we're dealing with really young children, of course, we're going
It's a different story.
Yeah, we're going to work with the families and have conversations and make sure that what we're hearing in school is reflective of what's being said at home. Sometimes it's the case, and sometimes it's not.
Right.
Now, listen, I would never disclose anything. My wife never discloses anything to me. But I will tell you this, and you were a teacher before you were in administration, especially in elementary school, you will be shocked. This is what my wife tells me. You would be shocked at what children reveal to their teachers. It is just kids. Some kids love to talk. And, you should be thankful, parents, that the teachers keep that stuff to themselves.
Yeah, it's shocking at times.
It is. All right, let us go to the other big hot button that has been another issue that's been around for a while. If a kid, in fact, this is going on right now, there are kitty litter pans in classrooms in New Hartford. There's one in, well, maybe not New Hartford, but Oriskany, and I know someone in Boonville. It's up in... do you know of this? Obviously, you've heard this story.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is.
Right? So when people ask me that question, I look at them and say, you aren't seriously asking me this question.
I know.
Right?
I'm sorry for asking.
Yeah, right. But you have to ask it because
Yes.
I marvel at the number of people who have asked me that question. Yeah. And again, you and I have had conversations about other topics. You know, I'm on state boards and national boards, and I know superintendents all over the country. There is not a single case where that's happening.
As I think I've said in the past, it's like, please, you know it's happening. Please send me the photo. Send me there is zero evidence out there. But
it does not exist.
But what does exist is what it really is. It's really someone who's making fun of, kind of poking fun at the transgender movement, saying, oh, if you think you can be a boy or a girl, whatever you want to be, then I guess my kid can come in and be a cat tomorrow. I mean, that's where really this kind of came from.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
Yes.
Right? It's disrespectful of our gay and lesbian and transgender population. And, in schools, all we really want to do is make sure that every child feels welcome.
Yeah.
And that's what these laws are about at the end of the
Yeah.
day. Not to alienate anyone, not to separate parents, not to take their rights away. It's really about working together to the greatest extent possible to make sure that the child has all obstacles removed so that they can learn to their greatest potential.
And what is interesting, you and I are, you're a little bit younger than me, but we're of the same generation. And, you hear people say, well, this stuff didn't go on when I was in school. I'm going to just leave it at that and then let you respond to that.
We were not aware of anything like this when we were in school.
Because it was kept quiet.
It was kept quiet, right?
Yeah,
Children at that time were not made to feel that they could share these things with their peers or with their teachers or with their families.
Adults, as a matter of fact, at that time.
Adults,
couldn't.
yeah.
Right.
So, times have changed drastically.
Yeah, and I think that, I look at it this way, and I'm sure that once again I'll be called a flaming liberal for thinking this way. By the way, in studio, this is Kaz Tangora, superintendent at New Hartford, worked with state ed. You worked on several state committees as well and throughout education. If a kid is struggling, I almost feel that what we did before, you couldn't disclose something. You couldn't tell. You had no one, a kid who was going through whatever issue, had no one to talk to. Today, I do think we're in a better place when a child, a 15-year-old or whatever age, can actually talk to somebody when maybe they're not getting they don't have the ability to speak about that at home. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Neither do I. It's about making sure that people are mentally healthy. Again, it's not to encourage or discourage anything. It's just to make children feel comfortable and remove obstacles from learning.
Well, that brings up the next thing is that we're conditioning our kids. We're basically teaching our kids to be transgender, to be gay, to be... that when you really think about these things logically, they make no sense. They do not check out. But I'll throw it at you. Are we basically creating this problem with our children today?
It's certainly, I do not believe that's the case.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No more. I can no more encourage someone to be gay or change genders as I can encourage them to grow 6 inches or know. So it's not being. It's certainly perceived in some circles that this is something that schools are nurturing. It's just not the case. We're nurturing individuals.
If you think about it, it's very similar to kind of the battle that we're fighting in regards to real men get tested for cancer.
Yeah.
There's a perceived stereotype that if you're a male or whatever it is, you just gut it out. You don't do those sorts of things or whatever those things. And we're trying to break it down to say, be intelligent.
Yeah,
think about things in regards to whatever you do in regards to it. And don't be a victim of these stereotypes because it's a terrible place to be in regards to it if to deal with that. Speaking as a baby boomer and knowing what it was like when I grew up in high school.
Right. Well, then we just kept it like we talked about. We just kept it quiet.
Yeah.
And, you had a lot of mental issues because of that. You had a lot of suicide because of that.
Well, mental health in general wasn't something that anyone discussed.
Right.
Not very long ago.
That's
You wouldn't go to
true.
You wouldn't go to your gym teacher and talk to it about it
Right.
or whatever because he'd take you in the locker room and beat you up.
Yeah.
Right. But today, people of all ages feel free to express to whoever and seek help with mental health issues. So I think as a nation, we're much healthier for that reason.
And then I'll throw this one at you as well, because today is Martin Luther King Day, and there are a lot of people that do believe that schools today are trashing America. We're teaching our kids to hate America. Personally, I feel it's extremely important to make sure we teach a true history of America. It is not necessarily by any means to teach someone to dislike the country. It's don't we learn from history? I'd like you to talk about that.
Well, I think in addition to wanting to make the lives of children better, almost every person that enters education does so because they love America and they want it to be stronger. And it's only going to be stronger by making sure that we have a thoughtful population that thinks critically. So the accusation that educators from preschool to college are anti-American, I think defies logic.
Yeah. It's a very politicized world today.
Yeah, and I think our goal is to try to find common ground.
Yeah.
Right? It's a waste of time for us to discuss everything we disagree about. I think we need to spend time finding the common ground where we can come together and let's get not only around school policy, but I think just government in general needs to focus less on the fact that we're divided, find where we can come together, and I think over time we'll be less divisive.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making an attempt to do it.
I think if you pull a group of people together, in general, probably you can get them to agree to 95% of whatever the subjects are. But there's these 5% wedge issues that just drive these conversations in regards to us and never allow us to come in the front door to talk.
Yeah, I
It's a
agree.
shame.
And I'm not saying we should avoid those.
No,
but I think
we
we recognize and everybody shares their point of view, and that's great. And everybody has to respect each other's point of view.
Right.
But then we move on to where we can. And what do we all agree? Like, we all want kids to be healthy. We all want them to learn. We all want, a robust economy, right? So,
yeah.
And those are the things that we need to work toward. I agree with you. Yeah.
And then closing it out, again, you reiterating the fact that this isn't necessarily what you do as a superintendent is not your political beliefs, your beliefs in general. You're tasked with following the rules, the regulations, and the law.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had that kind of decision-making power, things would be much different.
Okay. Kaz Tangora, thank you. And
Thanks,
today
Kaz.
being your day off, I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks so
Thanks,
much. We'll break. Actually, Davey, we won't break. I'll take us up till news time. Megan will have full Fox News will be next. Then Megan has a news update. You want to talk about any of this? 315-736-0186. We can get into it after the break. Tim Reed as a guest host here this morning. We have news coming up straight ahead at WIBX. WIBX Utica, Rome. It's 8 o'clock.
It's the coldest caucus day ever in Iowa. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, with wind chills tonight, 30 below zero or colder.
So if people need help, we'll spring into action and we'll be there. But a caucus, even without the weather, is a process.
Which is why Ron DeSantis visited every Iowa county, telling Fox a short time ago.
The good thing is our folks are very motivated, and they kind of view the weather as something like, you know what, we're going to do it.
But Nikki Haley has passed him in some polls. These Iowa voters tell Fox's Lawrence Jones.
Because we're concerned about electability. Mm-hmm. Electability is the key. We want to win the Oval and make a change in the country.
What about you, sir? Why are you supporting Nikki Haley?
She's awesome. She's prepared. She can win. She's going to do great. She is conservative.
But, of course, former President Trump remains the Republican frontrunner by far before the first contest tonight.
And with your vote, we're going to defeat crooked Joe Biden. We're going to take back our country.
And we'll provide special coverage of the Iowa caucuses beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at FoxNewsRadio.com. It's up to more than 24,000 Palestinians killed in the war in Gaza the day after the fighting hit day 100. And Fox's Ryan Schmelz reports President Biden put out a statement. They're still trying to free more than 100 Israeli and American hostages.
The president wrote that by using aggressive diplomacy, they did manage to get some of them released, but then Hamas walked away from talks. Meanwhile, Reuters reports Hamas has aired a video showing 3 Israeli hostages appealing to their government to stop its offensive and bring about their release.
Hamas also announced in the video we'll learn the fate of those 3 hostages today. China's not recognizing the president Taiwan just elected, but a delegation of Americans is there to congratulate William Lai, including ex-National Security Advisor Stephen Hadley.
Taiwan's democracy has set a shining example for the world.
China considers Taiwan its territory. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day when we are urged to volunteer in his honor. Government and post offices and schools are closed, and there will be no trading on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
The Fed is setting a digital dollar control trap. The new FedNow system might sound modern and convenient, but the truth is it's all about surveillance and control. Don't be fooled. Secure your assets right now with something Washington cannot manipulate. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon, former advisor to Donald Trump, and in these times of uncertainty, I believe the best way to defend your savings is to use tangible assets, which is why I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group, because gold has a 5,000-year track record as the ultimate guardian of wealth. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, so text PROTECT to the number 989898. Text PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Message and data rates may apply.
Good morning. It is a balmy 11 degrees outside, 8:03. Here is your WIBX news update. I'm Megan Stone. Utica police arrested a local man who was being investigated for drug and weapons possession. UPD was assisted by Metro SWAT when investigating the home of 20-year-old Andrew Winder. Upon searching his home, authorities located felony-level methamphetamine as well as over $7,000 in cash. Winder was charged with 5th and 7th degree criminal possession of a controlled substance, as well as 2 counts of criminal use of drug paraphernalia. One person has tragically lost their life following a multi-vehicle crash in Onondaga County. Deputies say a pickup truck was traveling on an icy road on West Seneca Turnpike in Marcellus Saturday night when a driver spun out. The pickup truck struck an SUV, and the driver of that vehicle, identified as 36-year-old Anthony Huddleston Jr., was taken to a nearby hospital but later pronounced dead. No other injuries were reported. The State Division of Consumer Protection is providing tips to help job seekers avoid employment scams. The agency recommends that people be wary of possible employers who want personal information before an interview. Other red flags are employers who only communicate via text or offer to hire you without a meeting or interview. If you're trying to find a job, some reputable places to search online include usajobs.gov and the State Department of Labor's website, and Town Square Media is hiring. Check out our website for open positions. After a one-day delay due to a winter storm, the Buffalo Bills are finally going to get to take the field for their AFC Wild Card game today. They will be hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. If Buffalo is victorious, they'll end up playing the reigning Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs this coming weekend. Kickoff for today's contest is scheduled for 4:30 p.m., and you can listen to it here on WIBX. Today in history, in 1967, the Green Bay Packers of the National Football League defeated the Kansas City Chiefs of the American Football League 35-10 in the first AFL-NFL World Championship game, also known retroactively as Super Bowl I. And your Weather Center forecast, partly sunny skies today, high 24. A chance of snow showers tonight, lows around 18. We could see about half an inch when it's all said and done. Snow tomorrow, expect around 2 inches, highs around 26. And tomorrow night will be chilly, lows around 12 with another half an inch of snow falling. And your IBEW Sports Desk. Looking at the NHL first, the New York Rangers defeated the Washington Capitals 2-1. So blowouts on the wild card weekend were on the menu. The lopsided victories started on Saturday when the Texans throttled the Cleveland Browns 45-14 in Houston, while the defending Super Bowl champions Kansas City Chiefs thumped the Miami Dolphins 26-7 at Arrowhead Stadium. However, the biggest surprise came on Sunday. The Green Bay Packers marched into Arlington and embarrassed the Dallas Cowboys 48-32. The nightcap featured a more competitive game when the Detroit Lions edged the Los Angeles Rams 24-23 at Ford Field. And a pair of Monday games will put a bow on the wild card round. The Pittsburgh Steelers battled the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park in a game that was postponed over the weekend due to snow. I think they're still shoveling out the stadium as we speak. And Monday Night Football features a showdown between the Philadelphia Eagles and Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Raymond James Stadium. WIBX 950 AM, 106.9 FM. I'm Megan Stone.
All right. Richard says that that lake effect snow is still a bit of a problem in Buffalo. So, however, I believe, Tim, the governor, thank you, Megan, the governor made it clear this will be the only delay, that the game will be played today.
When the governor speaks, we must listen.
Absolutely. So a couple of comments. Davey, a movie that you might want to be checking out. Tell Bill there's a movie out there that you need to watch, meaning you, Davey. It's called Kill Bill.
Kill Bill?
Yeah, that's terrible, right?
I don't want to kill Bill. Why do I want to kill Bill?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
If I kill Bill, there'd be nobody to do what I'm doing today.
Yeah, it'd be like shooting yourself, for God's sakes.
Right.
That was Bernie in Utica. What are you thinking, Bernie? Lance, please congratulate the superintendent on being the #1 school again in the state. Testing scores, #1 here locally. Unfortunately, Rome was last in the same ranking. Listen, I think that larger school districts really struggle in this because they have so many students.
It is
right,
and you look at the Utica school district in regards to it, just not only the size, one of the few that actually is growing, but English is a second language. I mean, you're really you're not starting first base. You're still swinging. So
no doubt about it. And Christine in Whitesboro says, "What is the kitty litter box issue?" Oh, Christine.
Oh, one of the unwashed.
Cannot believe you haven't heard this. So there are people that believe that that schools have become so out of control that if a kid comes to school and says, "I identify as a cat," the school is required to set up a litter box in the either in the classroom or in the bathroom, and the students use the litter box. In fact, there are people that believe it is happening right now in our schools. I had somebody the other day saying, "Well, I realize it's not happening at New Hartford, but I know that it's definitely going on in Oriskany." No, it's not. It's not. There's no school district anywhere where this is going on.
Why be a cat when you could be an emu?
It is, right. Why a cat? Why a cat anyway?
I don't like cats.
And this is the way of somebody really getting in there and saying, "Oh, these kids can be whatever they want in terms of gender." Yep. You go in tomorrow and you tell them you want to be a cat. And, it's that
those
sort
are the people
of
that have a subscription to the Weekly World News.
Correct. By the way, there is no evidence you can find anywhere of any school district in the country where this has happened. No evidence, except on Facebook. You'll see plenty of people talking about it on Facebook where they say it's real. Syracuse over the weekend, the Orange, played North Carolina. Davey, what a rough performance that one was.
I watched the game with the person that's on the line. It was absolutely terrible.
Here's Scott in Kirkville. Hello, Scott. Good morning.
Good morning. First of all, inquiring minds want to know, is the Super FM station up and running yet, or is that still...
The new FM is not up and running yet, no.
Well, I hope it flies like an eagle, that's my hint.
I hope it does. A little Steve Miller right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I heard that you filled Christine's position.
That is true. Yes.
So I knew in my first clue I knew I was out of the running when you mailed my resume tape back postage due. So I knew I probably was out of the running for that. So.
Yeah. Well, it was a little. You used such an old format. It was so heavy. We just.
That's right. I used actually the flip phone microphone doing it.
Yes, that and an 8-track tape anyway, just didn't do it.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. Didn't understand the first half's offense for Syracuse. It was like Chuck and Duck. It's very little organization. I mean, just like who hasn't shot the ball in the last 4 minutes.
Oh, my God, it was terrible. The announcers kept saying, boy, Syracuse better be careful. We're getting to the point where this might be out of control. I don't know. They're down by 30. I don't know that we're to the point where it's out of control.
There was a guy, Warner Wolf, who used to do sports in New York City.
Yeah.
And he would pick the longest point spread that somebody lose by, and they'd say, hey, you got Syracuse in 35. You still lost.
Yeah.
And it was getting out there. It was the second half was they made a run. They got within 15. And,
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you looked up. I went and got a hot dog at Point Place, came back, and I couldn't believe it was 22 already. And
it was unbelievable. In the start of the second half, Syracuse made a run. I think it was like they were 9-0 or whatever. They were making a run. They brought it to within 15. Within a matter of a minute and a half, UNC had scored 18 points. It was unbelievable.
It was like a flash. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The interesting part is everybody's getting. I mean, if you're following college basketball, and we were talking about this, everybody in the top 5 basically lost this week. And you had Houston was undefeated coming into the week. They lost to Iowa State and TCU. Kansas lost to Central Florida. Purdue lost, I think, to Nebraska. Arizona lost to Washington State on the road. And Virginia's not playing too well in the ACC. But look at what's going on there. So it's almost to a point where you have to defend your home court and hopefully you break even on the road because it's going to be interesting how they're going to pick 68 teams because you're going to see teams, I think, with 8 and 9 losses and not just 1 or 2.
So what is
at the end of the season?
Do you think it's the portal that's the transfer portal that's causing all of this?
I totally agree. First of all, you can't. One of the reasons why I think you got to play man-to-man is, not zone. By the way, I didn't understand why they moved the zone because Carolina always destroys Syracuse zone when the zone was good. Is that it takes time to develop, and people are just moving. It's almost like a pickup game. I don't know if you guys grew up and did pickup games in the park. One day you're playing with somebody, and then you're playing against them the next day. And that's exactly right, Bill. I mean, it's just there's no continuity. Yeah, and to be quite candid, I think coaching is very mediocre. I think they're afraid to really coach. And if you see all the old school coaches, they're getting out of there.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a different world.
And basketball. Jay Wright's a classic example. There's a guy here that's won two championships. Was in the Final Four. He's only in his late 50s, early 60s. He walked away. He wants no part of this stuff.
I will say that in football, it looks like for Syracuse, this transfer portal is going to be our saving grace.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The interesting part is I think they're over the limit. Somebody's got to go. I thought you only allowed 85 scholarships. I heard they have 89.
Wow,
almost down there. But you're right. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that Saban was retiring when we're actually getting players that were considered in Alabama. I think that that handwriting was on the wall. He wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
And there's another guy. He could probably coach a couple years. By the way, guys, I thought maybe Dallas's coach McCarthy was going to be the first ever coach fired at halftime. And I got a gut feeling Belichick's going to be up for that job.
I got to tell you, I thought last night, as angry as Jerry Jones was, I thought last night during the press conference he was going to fire McCarthy last night.
Yeah, I'm shocked he hasn't. Andrew must be loving this, right? I mean, Andrew
was big. He's a
Packers fan, right?
He's a Packers fan. Yeah, pretty wild.
And it was no fluke. That was the whole thing about that whole game.
I agree. I don't think Dallas was that good, and I think that Green Bay is hot right now.
Yeah. What about the last night's game? You guys stay up and watched it? By the way,
the
Rams
didn't
win, but they covered because they're getting 3. But I didn't understand some of the play calling around the red zone for the Rams.
Yeah.
They got down there by pass, and then we tried to run the ball. But with 4 minutes to go in the game, they punted. And they only had 1 timeout left. With the way people in the analytics goes for 4th downs anyway, that one there I thought they should have gone. because they weren't going to get the ball back, and they didn't.
What's your prediction on the Bills game today?
I think Buffalo's going to win it. If you're thinking about betting the game, Mason Rudolph's attempts passing is only 26. I think they're going to be chasing, so that's the best. I think if we're going to bet the game, it's interesting, guys. You're talking about the lines and stuff. It was 33 because of the weather. It was supposed to be 41, the total over-under, and, of course, the weather and everybody, they've made adjustment.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, with the new game, it's up to 37.5. But you're stuck. If you bet it under 33, you're stuck with that bet if you went through the casinos and the Indian reservation. So that'd be the interesting part. I think what's great was a wake-up call was what Green Bay did to Dallas. I think.
Well, that should be a wake-up call for
the Bills.
To the Bills.
About Josh Allen, he played in Wyoming. In Wyoming, it rained, it snowed, and it was windy, and it was the highest altitude stadium in the country. So they got the best quarterback for this weather.
Well, let's see what happens. 4:30 today. The
4:30,
Bills
guys.
and Pittsburgh.
Hey, if you guys are in around the turning stone, come on up, and we'll go to the sports bar and watch the game.
Scott in Kirkville, thanks, man. We appreciate it. Or Scott at the Turning Stone, I should say. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, have fun.
And Davey's in the co-pilot seat today, huh?
He is. He's doing a great job. So.
All right.
All right. Andrew's
Thanks,
off
guys.
celebrating the Green Bay victory. All right, thank you, man. Chris Matthew, through Fox News Radio, is the Chief Growth Officer with Sniffle. It's the world's first AI-driven virtual care ecosystem. And here's the story. Doctors are saying that AI is, and we've seen this in the Tim in the world of cancer, that the belief is that AI is going to be a huge game changer when it comes to battling heart disease. Chris Matthew, thanks for coming on. What do we know?
Good morning.
Good morning. So I would assume that AI is going to really speed things up in when it comes to research.
Absolutely. When you think about research, research that's taking place today won't be applicable for us to utilize till 10, 15, 20 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of that process is just because of the amount of data you've got to be able to comb through and really be precise with that data. AI can absolutely help speed that processing power up just because the machine learning is able to do so much more than what we have capable as just you and I today.
Yeah. How about in real time? So someone comes in, they're having a heart attack of some sort. Is there anything now, or will there be anything in the future where AI can assist?
Yeah, there is. There's lots of different ways that AI is being used right now. AI is a tool to help physicians do more today than they were able to do yesterday. At Sniffle, for example, we have a tool that we've created. It's a machine language learning protocol. It's built on over 14 million patient encounters. And so because of that, our ability to have precision and accuracy, we have a 95% accuracy rating. So you can determine, is it indigestion or is it something more significant like a heart attack?
Yeah.
Right? And those differences, there's a very significant difference of how you should treat those scenarios. And that's what AI can help while you're at home, help you figure out what's really going on and what medical intervention you might need at that moment in time.
How is 95% when you say accuracy, how does that compare to human accuracy?
Unfortunately, human accuracy is less than that. It's 70 to 85%, depending on the specialties and the complications.
Mm-hmm.
What's great about the solution that we have in place is when you take data from over 14 million patient visits and you load it into a machine learning protocol, and then you take a patient's individual family medical history and their lifestyle, and then you insert that first chief complaint or that first symptom, the AI knows how to be able to follow through a medical interview and really make sure that the questions it's asking is based on not just that your chest hurts, but based on your family medical history. Maybe your family medical history has heart disease. Maybe your lifestyle may be more prone where heart disease and cardiac issues could take place. the AI will factor that in and know what additional questions to ask.
Wow.
Allowing for more of that precise assessment.
Boy, that's amazing.
Well, Chris, it's almost like, if you went to your family doctor and the doctor is, in fact, using this machine learning, what you've been now have the ability to do to really have the entire kind of human interaction in regards to some of the greatest doctors in the world in regards to it kind of synthesized down and with the ability for your doctor to be able to use this tool, really, at the end.
You're right. Listen, one of the things that we always want from our physicians and our clinicians, we want that empathic, the relationship, the continuity of care that takes place between a physician and her patients. What we can do is use AI and machine learning to help them with some of the burdens of medicine, right? Having to recall everything, having to do all of the administrative functions that are required today in healthcare. If we can allow AI and advanced tech to make room for that physician to be more focused on the relationship with their patient, that's certainly what I want with my physician relationship.
Yeah.
What about you?
Pretty wild. We are definitely, it seems, in a new age of medicine today.
I think we've got a bright future ahead.
Yeah.
We've always had a bright future. I mean, again, medicine keeps advancing in an incredible way. AI, we look at as just an incredible tool that will help physicians and the clinical community take better care of us patients across the nation.
Chris Matthew, thank you for the time. The company is called Sniffle, and we appreciate it. Thank you. We'll do it again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks. Got a break. Hold on. We'll come right back, Davey. It's First News Keeler in the morning, 8:22 at WIBX.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Oriskany Garage, a locally owned auto repair shop, is consistently selected best auto repair shop in the Utica area year after year. Google search Oriskany Garage to see what our customers are saying. Come and see us for friendly professional service. For all of your auto repair needs, brakes, tires, funny noises, warning lights, come experience friendly professional service at Oriskany Garage down the street from Utica University or online at ogtire.com. Come on and say it with me and make the noise. ogtire.com.
A lot of Kanoi's energy started to bounce back. She has a lot of puppy moments, and she'll be 14 this summer.
What did these dog parents do for their dogs? They switched to Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food made by Dr. Marty Goldstein, a veterinarian Forbes magazine called the Miracle Worker. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free full-size bag of Tilly's Treasures dog treats. They're best-selling beef liver dog treats while supplies last. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or shop in over 2,000 stores nationwide. Use the store locator to find the store closest to you. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of consumer cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for program nurses starting at over $59,000. Nurses work a 35-hour work week, conducting patient screenings and home health assessments. And the civil service exam fee is waived for 2024. Apply now at oneidacountyjobs.com.
At Mattress Express, get a queen flex head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A flex head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
Hey, the number one real estate agency, independent and locally owned and operated real estate agency in the area, River Hills Properties. They're number 2 when it comes to the big chain real estate companies, all because of the services provided, the extra things they do for their customers in assisting them in selling their homes. When your house is shown, you have someone there to guide people through, to make sure the lights are on, to answer questions if there's someone asking a question. That opposed to an agent coming in with someone that's probably never seen your home, using the lockbox, turning on the lights, walking through when nobody's home. There's just peace of mind when you know your River Hills listing agent is there every step of the way, from the very beginning all the way to the close. In Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, they have offices. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. They have a beautiful website where you can see all of their properties and get right in touch with someone at River Hills. Or you can call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
Cliff's Local Market is proud to be your convenience store that keeps you going. We are locally owned and operated by Clifford Fuel, and we're proud to offer local products like Utica coffee with fresh brewed dark Adirondack, along with a seasonal flavor. At Cliff's, you can find Dippin' Donuts, sauce from It's a Utica Thing, and cheeses from River Rat and Grassy Cow. Cliff's Local Market has your favorite pizza made fresh all day with dough from Utica, made to order subs, wraps, and salads, and other healthy local choices. Cliff's Local Market, we keep you going.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, Ricky Z says right now it's the Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event into 2024 at Steep Pony Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. You can enjoy 0% APR financing up to 60 months on all new 2024 Mazda CX-5s. It's Mazda's way of saying thank you for an amazing last year and get ready for an amazing 2024 as they've increased their inventory to take advantage of Mazda's 0% special offer. Let's make your deal out of Mazda, says Ricky Z from the dealership that has achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, where it's always easy to do business. Steep Pony Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Kind of feels like a holiday today, doesn't it? Oh, wait a minute. It is. So no mail, no UPS, no...
stock market.
No stock market. No school. And anything else you can think of?
I don't know.
No, this, that, or the other thing. I believe that's true, definitely. Davey, you got some lines ringing. We'll take some phone calls. I have a little time. Tim Reed is here in studio. Tim, of course, last night I was unable to sleep. It's terrible. This COVID thing has me
I know, it's terrible. It is awful.
Messed up.
Yeah.
My sleep schedule is all you're so fatigued that, and I don't understand it. Why is it that I can sleep all night long, wake up in the morning, and still feel fatigued?
Yeah.
Then I could end up sleeping all during the daytime, and then I go to bed at night, and I could be up, I could be digging ditches.
Yeah.
There's no way I can get to sleep.
I
look
at my Fitbit first thing in the morning, and I see how well I slept or whatever. So it kind of is. Sometimes it's depressing.
It is depressing. Okay, so 315-736-0186, 315-736-0186. If there's something that you'd like to talk about, I have some comments I'll get to here as well. But last night, in my mind, I was writing a new Real Men Get Tested commercial.
That's great. Now, where to go?
Well, I think I've brought some of it back. So I think the concept was, when we first came up with the concept of Real Men Get Tested,
right?
We weren't thinking about cancer. Real men take care of their woman. Real men clean up after themselves. Real men, and then as you get right to the end, you say, "Oh, I got it. Real men get tested for cancer."
Right.
And then I say, "Nah, I don't think so." And then we move on, and it's early. Like it was really early. It was like the wee hours of the morning. But probably didn't go anywhere though. So we'll need a new one, right?
We do need a new one.
Yeah, we'll need a new one.
Yeah, we got a new one coming up.
I will tell you, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. We're out of toilet paper. I could be walking down the street and somebody yells out, "You're out of toilet paper."
Yep. Someone told me actually last week, said, "Love that ad."
The reality
and it was
is...
it was a woman, as a matter of fact.
The reality is, right now, it is so important to get tested. Yep. We're seeing more and more stories. And the philosophy is so simple that if you wait and you wait just long enough, maybe there is cancer. Right. Maybe one of those polyps becomes cancerous. And you wait just long enough where it spreads to the wall of your colon Now you're in a completely now you need surgery.
Yeah,
now you might need chemo or radiation.
It's so funny the things that we would never. I mean, that would be so important in our lives.
Yeah.
That absolutely I've got to do this.
you
Or
wouldn't
I've got to
wait
do that.
on.
But
Yeah.
but your health.
Yeah.
Somehow that always seems to be pretty low on the scale. It's boggles my mind.
It is amazing that you would wish that your health and taking care of yourself would be the same mind to muscle function that you receive when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Or when you're thirsty. It's like, oh, I'm hungry for a snack. I'm hungry for a colonoscopy or getting my blood work done.
Listen,
So
we're
I
all
can
gonna
test
we're
for
all
so
gonna
many
go,
others.
but let's not go earlier than we have to.
You know, the guy that we had on just a little while ago said that AI will, and actually we didn't get to this part, but it was in the paperwork they sent us. AI, the belief is, will double our life expectancy. That where we are going today, and this will happen very, very quickly, that our life expectancy will double based on the fact that we're able to do all of these preventative measures, learn how to treat cancer, learn how to treat heart disease and all of these other things. The general thought is that it will ultimately double our lifespan. Now, I hope they're going to work on quality of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that would be important.
Yeah, you know what? Dementia and basically being in a mental prison.
Yeah,
for 50
there
years.
there are people who are living longer today who are doing just fine.
Yep.
And then there are those who are not, and I can't imagine that they're loving life.
No.
Just because they're living longer. No. Davey, did you see the Tony Dungy kind of guy? He stepped in. He stepped in it.
Dog doo-doo.
Yeah.
Swift boat Swifties.
He got some. He has been nailed by all these Swiftie fans. You can count Tony Dungy among those who aren't fans of Taylor Swift's impact on the NFL season this season. Now, I would like your real opinion on this. Talking with Fox News, Dungy says the Swift effect takes away from the on-field action and compares the singer icon to outside noise now affecting the game itself. Dungy goes on to call the current phenomenon the thing that's disenchanting people with sports now, with entertainment value and different things taking away from what really happens on the field. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't agree. I really don't agree with it. Where are you on it?
So you think it's a good thing?
I don't think it's any different. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I don't believe it's any different than showing the goofball standing there with no shirt on and he's dressed with horns and whatever. I mean, if it's your breakaway shot. It's where your cutaway. You're going to show, for the most part, you're going to show some crazy looking fan, and instead they go up into the luxury box and they show Taylor Swift.
Well, Mr. Keeler,
I don't think it's that bad.
You and I think, gently disagree, because I think one of the things is this is all about the money, and when it's the guy with the horns isn't going to make people spend $6 on.
Okay,
Peacock.
let me reestablish my point.
And I know Davey agrees with me, too.
I don't disagree with you at all. I think the NBC usually you're seeing NBC has had most of these games, but I don't disagree at all. Or CBS did, but they're both doing the same thing. I don't disagree at all. I think that that they are doing it because it's bringing in newer fans and it's money. There's no doubt in my mind. What I'm saying is, Dungy's saying it's ruining the game.
Well,
I just don't buy that.
Are they fans? Are they fans? I mean, you think
whether they're fans or not, I just don't think it's. He's saying it's ruining it for the fans. I don't buy that.
He's an old school football guy.
It is true. You're right.
You know, I mean, it would be kind of like telling, Dick Butkus. I mean, could you imagine if the Dick Butkus?
Well, he'd go up and rip her right out of the clubhouse up there. I mean,
taking that jacket or whatever.
He'd have none of that.
Throw it out the window.
That's right after he beats up the cameraman. I mean, Butkus would not put up with any of this.
Nope.
But I just don't know. Is it? You know what I hate is when they've announced the merger between what? USFL and what's the other one?
The XFL.
So
The
now
Rock owned the XFL.
So now we've merged the two. You
that's-
want to see exploited football? Watch one of those broadcasts. It's
There-
brutal.
There is no way. So that's like
Everybody's mic'd up and
Well, so first of all, spring football, that's like throwing two sick people together in bed and thinking something good's going to happen.
I
It's
agree.
not.
Yeah.
Because the difference between spring football and the old like AFL
Right.
in regards to it, that the AFL was lightning in a bottle that just happened. They took on the NFL head on head. This thing, at this point in time, people are tired. I think you're kind of getting second-rate players.
Yeah, it is.
It just
and you talk about exploiting.
Yeah.
So the running back, gets he runs for 45 yards, breaks a couple tackles. He's got a first down. They're in the red zone now, and instantly there's a camera in their face and a microphone, and they're doing an interview. They're not even off the field yet doing an interview. So to me, that's the exploitation that I don't want to see coming to the NFL. But, I'm not that bothered by the Taylor Swift stuff.
I expected nothing less of
I guess that's me, right? That is me. Anything to get my wife to sit and watch a few minutes of a football game.
How about the Pro Bowl game being
something.
a flag football game?
That's ridiculous. First of all, end it. End it. There's no reason for it anymore. Just end it.
I mean, the whole reason why they used to have that was it used to be a nice trip for players that played well to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
But, I mean, no one really tried. Who's going to want a season-ending injury
I know,
in the Pro Bowl?
Especially today with the way, we put such value on these players.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't feel it. In fact, they asked Josh Allen the other day, do you want to talk about the fact that you and other players were not selected for the Pro Bowl? Josh Allen paused, looked in the camera, and said, "Go Bills," and he walked away. Yeah, I'm not going there. I don't blame him. Kathy in Rome. Hi, Kathy. What do you think?
Good morning. Well, congratulations on your team winning.
Thank
My
you.
husband kind of gave up because the Dolphins had so many injuries.
Yeah. Well,
and
that
I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan at all.
Okay. Oh boy.
Let's play the game, and I'm kind of tired of hearing, her during the game. And my other comment is,
well, luckily we don't have to listen. We don't have to listen to her. You're just looking at her.
So that's enough. I mean, there's
Enough.
Taylor Swift time, for her the other times. But come on, let's just play ball and that's it. Instead of it just seems like she's diluting the game. And also, Bill, I got to tell you.
Okay, all right.
Friday evening, it was after 6:30, and I got my mail.
Wow, I've heard
Now,
other people
office
with this.
is very short-handed here in Rome. So anybody maybe wants to be a mail person, maybe they should apply so I can get my mail at 10 o'clock in the morning like I should.
Well, I think what you guys need is a new mayor. I mean, that's what you do when the services aren't working in Rome. You get a new mayor. I mean, you got to give this guy a little time,
late,
but
a little late for that now.
yeah, I guess you're probably right. So,
all right, Bill.
I will tell
Enjoy
you
your
this,
day.
Kathy. I will tell you this. I've heard this problem, not just in Rome, but there are other communities that are having this, where there is a shortage of mail carriers, and one day they get their mail at 11 o'clock. The next day, it's not coming until 7, 8 o'clock at night. So,
And how many people go out?
I know, you're right.
Time to
check on it. Yeah.
Bother to.
And let's think about the mail carriers that their day normally would be over at 4 or 5 o'clock at night, and they're still out there 8 o'clock at night delivering the mail.
Maybe if they did away with Saturday mail delivery, and knowing that if you apply to be mailman, you got every Saturday off.
Yeah.
So maybe that would work better. Maybe they would get some people that, But I've gone different places, and I keep hearing the same thing. People don't want to work.
Yeah, I know. It's craziness. It's a crazy world we're living in today. There's no doubt.
Take care.
All right,
Oh,
thanks.
by the way.
Yes, Kathy.
Michigan State lost to Illinois the other day,
I know
but
we
they
saw
won
that.
the other day against
Saw that.
Rutgers.
Yep, very
so
nice.
Maybe they can scratch out enough wins. They'll be in March Madness.
All right. Good stuff, Kathy. Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. So there's another anti-Taylor Swifter.
See?
Yeah. Do you know that since this whole Taylor Swift thing has started, that apparently traffic at Taylor Rental is down? I mean, people don't even want to. They don't even want to hear the name Taylor anymore. It's like enough of it.
I went to the Taylor and the Cook.
That business is
I
up.
thought she'd be there, and
She wasn't there.
all I saw was Rob Ash.
She wasn't there. What did you think of that experience?
It's very nice.
It is
I'll
really
tell
nice,
you,
isn't it?
It really did.
Yeah.
And it's very nice that they left the original staircase from the old Children's Museum there, or whatever it is. So really kind of an homage to the old building. But boy, they did well by that.
And I could
Good for
tell
them.
I could tell you knew Rob Ash played a role in the Taylor and the Cook when you go into the bathroom.
Oh,
and
those.
And the faucets are space age.
Yeah.
They really are. The hand dryer is built into the faucet.
Right.
And so is the soap.
Yeah, so
it's all built.
I dried my hands, then I put the soap on, and then the water came. I think I need instructions.
You did it in reverse order. All right, hold on. We'll break, and then I want to get into this ESPN Emmy scandal that exists out there. Maybe, Davey, you can explain this to us, because I do not understand this story.
I only know a little bit of it.
All right. Get ready, because I want to know. Hold tight. We'll come right back, 847 at WIBX.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make it fun and engaging, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life. You can choose from topics like travel, business, relationships, and more. You'll learn what matters most to you. Plus, Babbel's lessons are designed to get you speaking right away. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations.
Just 3 weeks? Even better.
Since Babbel's lessons are designed by language experts and voiced by real native speakers, you'll get the accents just right and be able to carry on conversations with confidence.
Learning a language with Babbel doesn't take long.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Start learning a new language today. Go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Get ready for this week's half-off Thursday deal with SeizeTheDeal.com. Score your half-off gift certificate to Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro this Thursday morning starting at 8. Get $50 for $25 with Seize the Deal's half-off Thursday. Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Enjoy fine wine made on the premises in the tasting room, plus great food at the bistro. Just minutes west of New York State Thruway, exit 33 on Route 365 Verona. Get your half-off Thursday gift certificates this Thursday from Villa Verona Vineyard and Bistro. Hurry, they sell out fast at SeizeTheDeal.com.
Are you ready for a buying experience like no other? Head to Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer. They're bursting with inventory. Over 100 brand new Chevys on the lot. Check out the newly redesigned Chevy Trax or power through any terrain with their all-wheel drive Chevy Trailblazer or Chevy Equinox. Looking for something sturdy? Their lot is loaded with Chevy Silverados, the epitome of strength and reliability. And get $6,000 off or take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.9%. Steve Ponte Chevy. Find new roads with incredible savings. Visit them on Route 28 in Herkimer or at StevePonteChevy.com. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevy.
$6,000 off 2024 LT or RST Silverado with 2.7-liter engine. Must currently own or lease 2010 or newer Chevy car or truck. $2,500 must trade in 2010 or newer car or truck to eligible model or 1.9% with qualifying credit through GM Financial. One tier, 36 months. Offer ends 1/31/24.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Ready for a smoother, safer ride? Look to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. Tallman's and their professional staff is there for answers, advice, and quality tires at a great price. And right now, Tallman's, when you purchase 4 Summit tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free. Summit tires are great quality and your best value in Central New York. And free installation when you purchase 4 tires is an amazing deal. Don't miss out. This offer ends January 31st, 2024. Visit Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair in Utica, Yorkville, Roman, Herkimer. Online at tallmanstire.com.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. If you're in need of a new doctor, maybe your doctor's retired, or maybe you're just not pleased. Or it could be, in addition to your doctor, you want some additional help from an osteopathic approach. Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, also Dr. Kosminski, and other nurses, nurse practitioners, and doctors under one roof, all at the Falcon Clinic. Call them today, located conveniently in Washington Mills. 315-507-4751, or visit them online at falconclinic.com. The Falcon Clinic, accepting new patients right now in Washington Mills.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, Tim Reed in studio is a guest host here this morning. Andrew's off today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. We have a surprise guest host scheduled on Tuesday, and Mark Butler, the mayor of Newport, former assemblyman, he will be the guest host on Wednesday. Mark, good morning.
Well, good morning, Bill. How you doing?
Wonderful. We're getting ready for a week from this Sunday, the divisional championship games. It's a tailgate party at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer. What charities are serving as the beneficiary this year?
Well, we're benefiting MOVAC, the ambulance corps.
Nice.
We're benefiting the Herkimer County Humane Society, and not most importantly, but Herkimer County just got some bad publicity about food anxiety, so we're going to help out the Herkimer County Hunger Coalition.
Nice.
But Bill, I don't want to be one to spread rumors, and I can't confirm it, but I've heard that Taylor Swift is considering coming to the tailgate party.
Oh,
that's
nice.
From 1 to 5 on Sunday the 28th at the Waterfront Grill in Herkimer. I just heard that. It's just a rumor.
It's a rumor, but it could be true. It could be true.
It could very well.
Listen, the reality is, just like NBC, we're all looking the same thing. That woman, that girl can draw a crowd. Wow.
Well, I certainly hope she does it on the 28th.
Yes, very important. All right, and let's hope one thing. Very, very important, Mark.
Yes.
The last couple of years, we've been having a tailgate party for an event that doesn't include the Buffalo Bills. Let's hope.
This year we've got all kinds of Buffalo Bills memorabilia to pass out. It's going to be a wild one.
Well, my point is, I hope the Bills are in it still. That's the key.
I'm with you on that. I
That's
got my
the key.
Bills sweatshirt on, my Bills hat. We're ready to go today.
And, of course, you're ready for 4:30. Can you believe it? 4:30 on a Monday.
Well, if the Bills win, then Taylor will be available to be able to go to the tailgate
That
party
is
because
true.
Kansas City won't be playing.
Kansas City
See, it all works out.
Yeah, Kelsey will have nowhere else to go. Yeah, I
Get
like
the
it.
message out. If she comes, we'll comp her in.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And we'll see you bright and early Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning, I'll be there.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Bill. Take care. Bye.
Let's see. Hi, WIBX. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I didn't know this.
Well, it's because we're all over the place, and Davey's in here. I just figured I'd take your call. What's going on, man? What's happening?
Oh, not too much. Just enjoying a Monday, I guess.
Oh, we're just
You know,
going to
the
chat.
holiday,
We're just going to
Everything's
chat.
Really open.
We're just going to chat. Meet Tim Reed here. Say hi, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
And you know Davey, of course. Davey's right over there.
Of course. Good old Smitty.
Yeah. And
Tony from her.
And this is Tony.
You know what you guys should start doing at the beginning of this year?
I've heard it. I hear that every day. Somebody's like, you know what you guys got to do? What should we do?
Sure, every day you should do on this day in history.
Actually, Megan was doing that earlier this morning. In the newscast, she had a little this day in history.
Okay, because
yeah.
each day has a different thing. Like Happy Days was aired on ABC. I think me and Smitty talked about that the other day.
You mean it was on this date? I always thought Happy Days was well.
It says right here, 1974, the sitcom Happy Days premiered on ABC TV in 1974.
So that would mean that January 15th, 1974 was a Tuesday.
And then also in 1981.
Because Happy Days was always on Tuesdays.
Also in 1981, the police drama series Hill Street Blues premiered on NBC.
So that would mean January 15th on 1981 was a Thursday. Hill Street Blues was always on Thursdays.
Wow.
I think, anyway.
You're like Scott Flansburgh.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. As long as I've got TV to reference, I can tell you. I can nail it.
Bill was definitely one that owned a TV guide.
Little House on the Prairie was always on which day? Do you remember? It was always on a Wednesday night. Fantasy Island, De Plane was always on Saturday night. Love Boat was always on Saturday night.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You got to know these things based on your TV habits back then. That's what we did. We watched TV.
Yeah.
The
Wonderful World of Disney, which was originally The Wonderful World of Color, because it was color
That
TV.
is true.
Sunday nights.
Sundays.
At the same
followed
time,
by
Bonanza.
But also followed by Wild Kingdoms, wonderful, whatever that
Mutual
was.
Omaha, Wild Kingdom.
Look out.
Mutual of Omaha.
Look out, Jim.
Jim Brock's Wild Kingdom.
Don't wrestle that
was
anaconda.
there. And I also think that, remember the old program that was about Remington Arms? Was on KTV. That was also
Jack Fredericks.
Jack Fredericks' outdoor show.
I remember that.
Tim knows the
that
theme.
Song, I know the theme.
That was always on a Sunday
I have
as
a
well,
story
I
about
think,
Jack.
so.
I'll tell you later.
All right. We won't tell that one on the air?
No.
All right, Tony, we got to let you go. You have a wonderful day. You got us talking about this TV stuff, so there you go. All right, have a wonderful day, man.
Go Buffalo.
Go Bills. 4:30 today. How will this all end up? It's going to be. We have predictions so far. 2 touchdowns, basically. Are you making a prediction?
I don't know. 2 touchdowns feels.
Davey
heavy.
was at
Feels
13
heavy.
points. Weren't you at 13?
What's the line's 9?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Steelers scare me.
They do scare me too. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys scared the daylights out of the Buffalo Bills.
Absolutely.
About what could happen. All right, that's it. We have Brian Kilmeade coming up after news, which is next on WIBX Utica Rome. It's 9 o'clock.
They'll shiver before they caucus. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It is the coldest caucus day in Iowa history, with below zero wind chills, like 30 below tonight.
Brave the weather and go out and save America, because that's what you're doing.
And former President Trump remains the Republican frontrunner by far going into tonight's caucus. As these Trump supporters tell Fox's Lawrence Jones in Iowa.
He's the man. Right now, he's the most powerful man in the world, I believe.
Yeah.
I think everybody's scared of him.
What about you, sir? I'm going for Trump.
He's the only one that can do it, I think.
But Ron DeSantis is confident after visiting every Iowa county, telling Fox.
So there'll be people that come to our events. They know Trump, and they liked a lot of his policies. I go make the case, and when they hear from us, a lot of times they come on board with us.
Nikki Haley's moved past DeSantis in second in Iowa in some polls and just told Fox.
We're going to be out there in the snow until the very last second trying to earn every vote.
Vivek Ramaswamy also just told Fox he'll do a lot better tonight than predicted.
People have to have their heads stuck in the snow not to see what's happening on the ground here. I know the mainstream media